streaming again because of course I am. And I don't know if it's showing my new model yet. I'm gonna check. No, it is not. All right. I gotta edit this. It's showing the text. Why is it showing the text? It makes me look crazy. Okay. I gotta reprogram this. Hold on. Come on, me. Why am I stuck in the corner? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, there we go. Okay. Awesome. I forgot that when there's a new VTuber model, I literally have to hold it. If you hear anything in the background, my cousins are over. Let's see, did that fix it? Hello, Bellcat Bell. There we go. Yes. All right. There's I got a new model, and I fixed Toby because I messed up the original model. That was a fun time. All right. There we go. Now that I fixed the stage, I can start doing my art. Yeah, I'm exactly where I left off, unfortunately. But that's okay. That just makes it more fun. This character is very complicated for me, but that's okay. I've been doing pretty good, I think. Alright. I don't know if that emoji is supported in my text thing, so I'm sorry if it doesn't pop up, but it's super cute. Why is the auto quality is 480p for me? I'm so sorry about that. It actually goes up to 180. I don't know why it's making my stream such low quality though. I gotta stop looking at myself when I talk because I end up getting confused on why my mouth doesn't sync up, but it's delayed, obviously. I'm gonna put on something in the background so it's not like super silent. When did Mac Does It do a Hatsune Miku costume? Oh no. I remember this audio, but I don't remember watching this video. Is this supposed to be Betty Boop? It's so weird that that's his ex. I could have sworn that Mac Does It was still dating that guy, but no, apparently they broke up. Oof. La 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 la. It goes around the world just la 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 la. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I am. You know what? It's okay. It's simplified. I don't feel like it. This character design's already been tough enough for me, man. Oh, I just remembered that I can, if I ever get afraid of accidentally showing something, I can just put like the starting screen up. Oh, thank goodness I remembered that existed. Inspiration, time to feel it too. All right, and then there's the. You'll be more like myself. Where are they all? Song name? I have no idea, to be honest. That was just a random Hatsune Miku song that appeared for like a second. I wish I knew, to be honest. I'm just watching a YouTube video in the background. La 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 la. I apologize if I'm not nearly as engaging as I should be. I'm just really focused on not messing up this drawing because I've been working on this for like many hours. There we go. Ah, now that is adorable. Almost forgot the blush. I'll just do something basic. There we go. My lines look a lot thicker because of... I don't know why, to be honest. I think it's just simply because of the outlines, but I'm done. Hooray! I've been freed from the shackles of my prison. Just la 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 la. These are definitely Moomin OCs. They gotta be. I wish I could figure out what that emoticon is supposed to be. It's something, alright. I really can't tell. Oh, they paid me on Cash App. I'm stupid. Sorry, my dog turned it off in the chat. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. My autocorrect really has to get better. Oh, Toby shared me at TikTok. New puzzle heads! I wonder if someone else has posted in the server yet. I feel like I should let Toby do it, because Toby's always the one that does it. Alright. Okay, what's the next trade I need to do? I just realized I shouldn't be sharing my DMs. I'm gonna do the... Where's the prison thing? Can I change my screensaver? Let's see. Is that seriously the only art trade I'm supposed to be doing? Oh, never mind. Toby didn't do it. Might as well look on that TikTok. How do I mute myself?
Hey, bro. What?
Oh, there we go. What's the other one? Oh, a sprout. Okay. All right, I'm back now. I just was trying to gather up all my information because I don't want to expose people's private DMs, you know? I'm doing a Dandy's World art trade now for a... Fuck's sake, I'm trying to remember... Man, hold on. I actually need to go back to be right back screen. Give me like a second. Oh, okay. It's a half size. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Do you watch Containment Zone Management? I have never heard of that before. But it sounds cool. She's so cute. Aww. Oh, they designed the character themselves. I was just trying to look at pronouns because I was unsure. There are no filled-in pronouns. Okay, never mind. That's a cool layout program thing, though. I might have to use that for my toy house. They have this specific dog version of Goob, so I'm gonna use this. Okay, I have to use the be right back screen one more time so I can take a screenshot of what they asked of me. 1 second. Alright, there we go. I swear this will be the last time, hopefully, besides when I have to send the drawings to the person. So for their Goob and Dandy Sona, they just want him giving her a hug. Okay. Now I have to figure out how to draw hugging. That's okay. Ooh, my feet. Ow. We got this. Ooh, my eye hurts. Let's see what we got on my recommendation. Ooh, old school Family Guy. Yeah, that sounds good.
What's up, guys?
Hello, whoever joined as well.
And if you guys want us to watch more Family Guy to get this video to 16,000 likes. And check out our Patreon for lots of exclusive content.
I'm gonna do a... Since this is gonna be a half body, I'm not gonna really... I can just zoom things up.
The way he pronounced it was his accent.
Stewie, those books aren't for babies. Here, watch the Teletubbies.
Just making her child dumber. Stop reading those books and watch the Teletubbies. Teletubbies does have a lot to teach you about fascism. I've never seen the Teletubbies. It's nightmare fuel. You missed out on... Actually, you didn't miss out. You were spared. That sun still creeps me out to this day, man. The will is mine. Your death shall be quick and painless.
Seems today that all the sea is violence and living and sex.
The last shot was very unsettling. That was weird. I didn't like it.
Don't forget how badly we were humiliated last year by Botok and Joke and Novelty.
Whoa, the fade into the cutaway was kind of insane. That was cinematic. We need like the Star Wars transitions into the cutaway gag. Please.
Facts of life transformers, eh? Watch the transformation. Cute as a button. Fat as a cow. Radioactive scorpion, yeah?
This is fucking the coolest toy ever. What the fuck? Wait, does he work at a toy company? No, he works at a brewery. He works at Pawtucket Brewery. Okay, I was confused for a second.
Oh, no. I don't want anything to do with neighbors. Last guy who lived next door borrowed my toaster. Never saw it again.
Oh.
I forgot about the toaster bath joke.
Humor moment. That's one of the top 5 dark humor moments in Family Guy. That is one of the top 5 dark humor moments from Piece of Griffin in episode 5 of Family Guy season 1.
You're pitching armor, Bill Clinton's integrity.
Fucking laugh track? We need that.
either have a baby or
a
don't.
fully grown child one day. I think she does give birth at one point, but it's in like season like 15 or something. Holy shit.
Joe, you have to meet our new neighbor, Lois.
Oh my god, there he is. Do his legs still work in this scene? He's grabbing with his hand. Is this pre-leg no worky syndrome?
Hi, I'm Meg.
Oh, there's his son. This is their son before he goes to the army. They had a son? There's so much lore I didn't even know about.
Oh, he's gay.
You wish.
What? It was an imagination? That was so weirdly edited.
You have a screwdriver I can borrow. Man, your neighbors are like viruses. Starts with a screwdriver, then before you know it, you're using my supermarket, my dry cleaner, even my postman.
Why is he so mean in this episode? I feel like in the other episodes we watched, he wasn't as mean. Like, look at the fucking face he's making.
My brain hurts real.
Changed so much depending on what frame we're looking at.
Crossed the line when I asked to borrow a screwdriver. Yeah, you can borrow whatever you want.
Great. Say you don't have to have a free wife. My wife's a little pregnant, so we can't really have sex right now. And also I'm handicapped. They're hiding it. They're hiding it. The reveal, dude. Just show me. Show me the goddamn legs. Dude, imagine watching this the day it came out, bro. This is forever, dude.
I'm a drink water. Same.
Holy crap, he's a grapple.
He is a grapple, he is. That's like a joke you would see on the back of a Snapple bottle or something. Oh, man, you guys seem tired. All the lights been keeping you up. I've been getting any sleep lately, dude.
Skip the ad.
It's gonna be really good. Joe's actually just the goat. He is the goat.
Oh, my eye itches. I'm gonna take a quick Twitter break.
Peter. And Peter's got two fucking working legs, dude. He's gotta install like some rockets on him.
Another one of those accounts, of course.
I know Peter's jealous of Joe. He's gonna fucking handicap himself in this episode.
What about my idea? Come on, Tootie morphs into a stink bug.
Joe, you're exactly the kind of man we need at our company.
Wait, hold up. He's like sticking his hand down his shirt. Wait, so this pre-Joe?
Doggone it.
Well, no. I think he's a cop still.
I just wanted to see if Toby was online. Nope. At least not on Discord. Ah, my side itches. Ooh, I need to plug in my phone.
Why is it glue? Damn, I didn't know they were getting the crazy fight scenes this early. I feel like they've retconned this later. Like, I don't think this is actually the way he loses his fucking leg. Wait, you're telling me he doesn't actually lose his leg in a fight with the Grinch?
Kiss my green head. I shall see you in hell.
Excuse me.
You're not even green. You're more aquamarine, if we're being honest. He looks like Kit from Futurama.
You want to hear more of Mr. Swanson's stories?
He's cool, Dad. He killed her, Dad.
Man shooting on 3rd and Main, 3 wounded, 1 dead. Is it me or is rap music just getting lazier?
That's my new police scanner.
No way he just said that, dude. That was a groaner. That was not a good one. Is this character voiced by Ben Shapiro now or something?
I hope you brought your striped pajamas, boys, because there's a 5-year sleepover at the big house and you're invited.
I thought he was gonna make a boy in the striped pajamas reference. I forgot the prison outfits used to be striped.
Well, this is actually a pre-World War II episode, so that joke wouldn't have landed the same way back then.
Oh.
I was afraid you were just going to improvise.
Oh, well, actually, I was going to use the little girl as a human shield and run like hell, but improvise, that'll be easier on my back.
Yo, improv, let's go.
Yeah, his name is Sparky. But before you take Sparky home, let me check it for words. Okay, drop it.
They're so invested. I love those robbers, but who should not exist. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care whomever says it. Fuck you.
I can't believe my dad is in there.
Your dress keeps like morphing. It's glitching out, dude. It's glitching. It's showing more cleavage and then like shrinking.
What a garbage fish. My parents don't like me listening to that stuff, but I do anyway.
I am not a robot. Also, like Radiohead. Love that joke.
Oh my god. What kind of music do you like? I like Radiohead.
You're always right there on the couch for us, making us laugh when we're upset, changing the channel.
This is one of those episodes where they be glazing Peter, and I don't think Peter deserves to be glazed.
He was like a dick this entire episode. Remember when you were emotionally abusive to everyone you came across in the entire episode? Oh wait, but you're kind of funny now.
Bastard matriarch!
your parents that early in life have these? That's crazy, dude. That would probably be realistically like his first real memory. You can easily gaslight a child into thinking you were just wrestling, bro. Like Peter should have whipped up the suplex instantly.
My nose itches.
Hit him with the RKO, bro.
All scouts have to sit in the semicircle. Why? Saunders, tell him why. Because it's rule 142, bitch.
Whoa, he just did the C Kyle, bro. Did you see that? This is some ass shit, bro. This is just Boy Scouts, bro. It's not shit. It's just sexual abuse towards children. Half of these guys are Aryan, bro. You know for a fucking fact this is like some type shit.
This is the speed machine that's gonna win you the Soapbox Derby. But yeah, I was supposed to build it myself.
Why does he sounds like he's recording out of a tin can?
Yeah. I don't want to disappoint him again. Remember what happened when he tried to sneak me into the county fair?
Wait a second, your ass just sneezed. And horses can't talk.
Just ask him, have you ever
Wait a minute, doesn't Goop have a lazy eye?
Didn't even exist yet. That's how the creator of BoJack came with his idea. He'd be like, I'll make Family Guy but with horses.
Yeah, he does have a little bit of a lazy eye.
The anime! They have an anime parody in the first season of Family Guy. This is beautiful. I do like, if you watch older shows, they all parody like Speed Racer and Astro Boy, which are like stuff that doesn't really get referenced anymore. That was like the older generation's idea of anime. Cause that's old people shit, bro. The pre-Dragon Ball parody.
Thank you! Griffin is disqualified! Griffin is disqualified! Your boy is out of the scout!
This guy's like a Beavis and Butthead character. Like, he doesn't look like a Family Guy character. He looks like Beavis and Butthead came together and produced a child together.
Dad, maybe we should just give up. I think we try everything. I think we tried everything.
That's what he sounds like.
Maybe we should just give up.
It sounds like an old man dying and giving his will. That is what he sounds like.
That secret is we interrupt this program for several episodes of One Day at a Time.
PBS Court. This is what you used to watch, Court, because your broadcast did not have cable. I was watching the PBS Kids, though. Oh, there's two different ones? Well, there is a channel for PBS Kids, but it just becomes PBS Normal at like 7 p.m. PBS Normal. Those kids are not normal, bro. Let's be honest. They're watching Word Girl and shit. Oh my god, this is another shitting episode. Oh my god.
Oh god, we gotta stop.
Geronimo Stilton? Geronimo Stilton has a fucking casino now? Dude, after all the book series, he decided to invest, bro. It's time. He's playing for all the cheese, bro. Gambling is so cool, dude. Gambling is awesome. I love gambling and losing all my money on fucking nothing and then fucking being sad.
I really don't approve of, gambling.
Just us trying to rebuild our shattered culture after you our land as we filed our winning claim.
Oh my god, dude, the guilting. Oh, that was amazing.
And let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's addicted to gambling. There's like an episode of Simpsons where Marge gets addicted to gambling. Gambling is scary. Like, gambling addiction is extremely fucking real. It's real and it's awesome. Well, like, gambling, it's just boring. I don't really get the appeal. If I wanted to go see sad old people, I'd just go visit my grandparents. Well, you can go to the fucking retirement home and bet which old person's gonna die first. That's like gambling.
You want to go to the house. You didn't bet that too, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Peter.
She bet the car. She was there for like 30 minutes, dude. But that's what happens, dude. Like, you can like lose so much money so quickly at a casino. But you can also make so much money, Jack. That's so true. That's so true.
Well, I think you can make an exception in our case, Lenny. See, I'm an Indian too. Excuse me? I mean, Chief Grand Cherokee. He was a rainmaker.
Oh my god, the Peter Pan episode. Yeah, it sounds like slowly turning into Peter Pan.
It's a sacred spiritual journey. Your husband must go out of the wilderness without food or water or shoes.
Just look at the fucking color of his goddamn skin, bro.
Hey, what the heck? The more the merrier. And get the hell out of here, you nut. Go have yourself a spiritual vision.
Why are you forcing Chris to go through with it? I hope he dies in the wilderness here.
Here we go.
Of course not.
How are humans like the most weak creatures on
My
planet
nose
Earth?
itches.
Like, if we eat water from a river, we die. Like, how the fuck did that happen? It's some yeah shit, bro. Well, that's just the new like woke liberal humans. Like the old ones sit and die.
Right now, your son needs you to listen to him. Whoa.
Sure.
Actual lesson for Peter.
He's my kitty. Hello, mama.
You want to throw up? Oh, geez, Snap, why don't you just stick a knife in my heart?
Didn't we already watch
I'm trying
this
to.
episode? No.
What is that supposed to be?
Maybe I saw it out of context in a Family Guy funny moments, clips, and edgy humor, dark humor, jokes, videos. Who would ever do that?
Excuse me.
I wonder why there aren't more black anime. I wonder why there aren't anime.
No, I've already watched that video. Right, the Etsy Cold Ones video. Oh, it's supposed to be Freddy Fazbear melted, guys. He'll be okay.
The month starts here. 35 years, Aquatot Swim School has been trusted by parents to help their children become safe and confident swimmers. With convenient locations, evening and weekend availability, and simple scheduling in the Aquatots app, it's easier for parents to prioritize water safety. Find a location near you at aquatots.com.
What are you doing today? We happen to make a vid? We're actually opening packages that we got from Etsy today, Dad. Yeah. Welcome to Cold Ones, everyone. I'm talking to the camera. Welcome, Cold Ones. Fans. I never ship. Oh, my hat for law. Matt. Matt. Hey. Don't touch me.
Sonic.
Hi, Squidward.
I feel like I could have done better with his head. I don't know what I did wrong, though.
Cold Ones fans. Give me a drum roll. Today, on Etsy, we're going to expend money and see what we can convince people on Etsy to make for us. So I'm going to type custom doormat. How about instead of saying please wipe your feet, it says please wipe your ass. So you can leave a bucket next to it. We do one where you just say please put this text and then just go like that. That is my surname. Okay, alright, okay. My other doormat is your dad's balls. Buy now. Custom watercolor painting of your photo. That's not bad for fucking $190. Get the fucking wide one. Yes, that one. Okay, that one. We're gonna send them that. It just says as concrete. Is that funnier? Yeah. Why does that have 30,000 views? Fuck player at hospital bed. Oh, that is good pic. It's gonna be look so good. I'm gonna say it's my best friend. He just survived milk surgery. Say this is moments before he dies. This painting will serve as a constant reminder him to stay strong and drink heaps of milk. That's pretty good. You said King Markiplier. Are you serious? It might offset the fucking damage that was just done. King Markiplier. That one. What the fuck is that? What's dripping from his chin? I don't know. Get a fucking painting of his dog Kika. Come on. Just don't.
There we go. That's better. At least it kind of looks like Sonic. Yeah, it does look like Sonic.
Okay, there you go. Then I'm gonna touch him.
They call me Sonic.
Fucking axe. You can kill people. He has these nuts on it. What's that? Chad! This little fella. Look at him. He's got glasses on. And not buying 100 of them. Oh, I'll let you do 30. Okay, we've already got replies about people. Look like King Mark. That's a good image. I like that. I thought I recognized him. It'd be my pleasure to create this for you. I'll throw it in Photoshop and mock up a background tomorrow. Yeah! What a
Alright, there we go. I fixed his eye. It was bothering me.
fucking driver's license. Of course. Okay. Sterling Silver Iced Out Stewie Griffin. I will never take that off. Okay,
I have to remind myself this is only a sketch. Alright, let me work on the other character now, so that way... That's almost a creeper, I'm assuming. You left the @ of the face emoji keyboard. Excuse me. Didn't I draw Coco at some point? It's like a while ago.
He will do a Porsche real quick. Surely with his cup. Is this okay? Why now? $500. Didn't you just order a fucking $400 Stewie Griffin fucking Iced Out chain? The file name is just more you suck. Custom hand puppets. Why is this tit out? What the fuck?
Yeah, I did draw Coco. Ignore how bad female Jax looks.
Please, man, it's my dream to get up. The right way to the philanthropist. What the fuck are you saying, bro? Markiplier. Alright, who else?
My head itches.
Joe Rogan? No, there's not one a bald puppet. Let's get FC puppet and a child puppet. This goes around Obama for slowest reference from Family Guy. Is that it? King Bat with a big spoon. Yeah, that's good. It's only $5,000. Custom wood sign. The resident house. Can we just put this on someone's house? Yeah, hang that up. Alright, buy now. I want to explain that one. Just get that. Just have sample. Sample text. Custom sign. Put text. Custom sign. $800 Mario and Luigi mascot outfit. Can we get custom bobbleheads? Sure. Buy now. 9, 10. Why we got a 10 sign? I don't know, Chad. Tell me. Hey, Max, you ordered Stewie. Why am I getting in trouble for 10 signs when you ordered Iced Out Stewie? You just brought it up. Search Markiplier.
Yeah, I brick a creeper. Blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop, blip, blop.
Markiplier portrait? Get that. He's had 2
Man, now I want to listen to the song Fricka Creeper. That's almost a chicken. Chicken jockey. Oh my gosh, it's been years, Kai. Didn't it come out in like 2023? There it is.
It's time to get saucy with the new honey chili crisp and jalapeno ranch sauces.
It's a chicken with a long neck. You go, oh yeah, blip blop, oh yeah. You go, oh yeah, blip blop, oh man. You go, oh yeah. Yeah, I'd frick a creeper. Blip blop, 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 blip blop. He'd be begging for a deeper. Blip blop, blip blop, blip blop, blip blip blop. Ran his sexy ass over, he'd be begging for it deeper. Blip blop, blip blop, blip blop, blip blip blop. For me, the chicken looks worse. Deeper, blip blop, blip blop, blip blop, blip blip blop. Ran his sexy ass. Blip blop, he'll, oh man, he'll go, oh yeah. Ooh, oh yeah, he'll go, oh yeah. Oh man, he'll go, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'd frick a creeper. Blip blop, 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 blip blop. I'll post how the chicken looks in my POV. How are you gonna do that? I mean, I actually do have an official community, so I guess you could do it like that. I forgot that I have an official community now, dude. I've had enough subscribers that I have a community. That's just so awesome, man. I'm also super astonished that I finally got to like 10k views on the Puzzleheads dub. That's also awesome as frick. And I'm so close to 2k. I'm gonna make a 2k special. I would have made a 100k special, but I forgot to do that. Anyways. Deeper blip blop blip blop blip blop blip blop blip blop blip. Deeper blip blop. I don't know if all the way. I know that that one Markiplier thing is obviously copyrighted because my name is Slim Shady, but it's Markiplier. But I don't think All the Way is copyrighted. But I may not play that. Let me see what else we got in my recommendation. Ooh, funniest title guard punchlines from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh wait, I just remembered that I'm pretty sure that's also copyrighted. Never mind, we're not gonna do that actually, because me not wanting to get copyrighted, I would really hate to get copyrighted, man, because I'm trying not to get copyrighted is all. It's like a Boss is also copyrighted. I have to be very careful so I don't accidentally play something copyrighted because I want to make money. Man, I can't play any of my music that I really want to. But my leg is dead. Oof. I mean, I could just recreate how those songs sound. Oh, people love their cars, people love their dogs, people hate themselves. It's the magic of the no, don't you start playing that song. Magic of the marketplace on your own. And if nothing ever goes right, I'm a bad person. Turn code into feelings. I wanna crawl up the ceiling. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You're hideous and boring. You see, the most meaningful, nothing you do. It's perfect. I wanna don't give too much. Tamagotchi, it'll eat itself to death. I pledge allegiance to my lotto dreams, nightmare bears to keep you that way. I love Nero's Day at Disneyland. It's so good. Or the Child Protective Services theme. Yeah, that one's good too. Cooking a meal for an Uber driver. Help. I'm always getting recommended the most weird stuff, I'm telling you. Ooh, Jacksepticeye's Phantom Foxy. Yes, please. Pokeball. I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
What's up, gamers? If we hit 200,000 likes in this video, I'll take this bell and see how far I can shove it up my ass.
Go away, go away, go away. A Pokeball and an Among Us. Ah, I see. I just because I can't play Weezer, I'm just gonna start singing the songs that I like because it's basically stuck in my head. Cold-hearted girl, don't hurt me like this anymore. I'm waiting right outside your door, saying, baby, can we talk? Stupid boy, you keep on begging, but I won't let you in. You keep on crying, but I know what you did. I'll never let you back in. And so you say, go away, 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 go away. Don't come back here anymore. I was wrong. I hurt your feelings when I did what I did. I learned my lesson. I'll stop acting like a kid. Hey, baby, one more chance. And so I asked, what did she have that I don't have? You said you loved me, then you went away. Now I'm telling you to go away. Go away, go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Don't come back here anymore. And there's like a part that's like, please give me one more chance. And then she's like, that your last chance or something like that. Man, that song's good. I love Weezer. I think I messed up her tuft a bit. Let me fix that. It's also probably because she looks a little awkward without her ears, so let me finally add those. How we thought Brazos was the hot of style. Now he's got something of a steampunk smile, but it's alright. It's alright, it's alright. Do what you want with you. Be nonchalant with screws stuck through your eyelids. You new wave of pirates. Modify, whatever. Modify, sever, modify. May nothing get rejected. What if I sing too good that I end up getting copyright? I will be upset for sure. Undeniably, I will be upset. Huh? Oh, that's not something I really care about. I thought it was going to be something like, oh yeah, I opened my commissions again, because I still need to get that new watermark. But alas, it is not. So therefore, I go back to what I was doing. You can't win me, I can't be beat. I won't hurt you unless you cheat. You can't see me behind the screen. I'm half human and half machine. Do 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 do. Now they see my blood on their sneakers. I just realized that the 8-bit version wouldn't get me copyrighted, so I might play that in the background. Why is this shape so difficult for me? I do like the 8-bit version. It reminds me, I might rewatch that whole analysis video of King Candy again. I love King Candy so much. He's like one of my favorite characters of all time, but especially like Disney villains wise. If I had to make a tier list of like my favorite Disney villains, obviously King Candy / Turbo would go into first place, and then it was like Mayor Bellwether wasn't too bad. I do like Pawsbert, but not as a villain. I just liked him as a character. But then I found out he was a villain, and I was like, but yeah, Cabinet Man. Oh, here we go. And it's the one with the turbo in it. Awesome. And now I gotta wait for this ad to go away. Go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Did I make her arm too small? Maybe a little bit. Let me fix that. Getting empty. It's getting hard to breathe. The arc is empty. I think it's do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Looks like the goat. I can be beat. Dun, 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 dun. I won't hurt you unless you cheat. They can't see me behind the screen. I'm half human and half machine. Yeah, it's legally distinct enough that it's not copyrighted. Awesome. Looks like the goat bunny from Billy Busta. Let me see what that is. Aww, that's so cute. It does absolutely look like that, though. That's adorable. This guy is so cute. Aww. I have a soft spot for bunnies, to be honest. You can't win me. I can't be beat. I won't hurt you unless you cheat. They can't see me behind the screen. I'm half human and half machine. What am I doing wrong here? It's messy. I think it's Christmas Eve. Nothing broken in. Now they're banging on my skin. Pushing me over. Bashing in my face with a crowbar. They see my blood. Now they see my blood on their sneakers. You can't win me. I can't be beat. I won't hurt you unless you cheat. They can't see me behind the screen. I'm half human and half machine. And dun 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 All right, Freddy got hit by a frying pan. No, we're not playing Mesmerizer. Doggone it. Let me just click on this. I'm just trying not to play anything copyrighted. I don't know if Mesmerizer is copyrighted, but I'm not taking no chances, okay? I just want to watch the 2-hour analysis video.
Into this video, on November 2nd, 2012. Our titular Ralph character lives in an old 80s arcade game called Fix-It Felix Jr., and his job is to be a bad guy, and he wrecks the building. That's why he's called that. But unfortunately for him, his hard work goes unappreciated. In fact, he's outcast and neglected by all the other good guys in this game just because he's a bad guy. And he's been doing his job for 30 years and nothing has changed. So Ralph reaches a breaking point, thinking that if he gets a hero's medal, something that good guys get all the time, he'll finally be treated with the respect he deserves. But Ralph at 9 feet tall with God-given fists of destruction wasn't exactly programmed to be a good guy. So his ventures into Hero's Duty, a game where he can earn a medal, proved to be a little more chaotic than he imagined. After an unfortunate series of events that almost resulted in Sonic's death, he finds himself stuck in a new racing game called Sugar Rush, where he stumbles upon this bratty little kid named Penelope. As it turns out,
Ow, my legs. Guess who this is? Honestly, I have no idea. My guess would be a Minecraft zombie, but they don't have blue eyes. Maybe... I don't know any other green characters other than... Wait, is that random Yes, I am watching the turbo analysis video again because I love it so much. I love it. It's like one of my favorite analyses of all time because they also perfectly clock his character. Because I feel like a bunch of people will love to make either... I mean, yes, what King Candy did was evil, but you also got to remember that he's also a little silly. But yes, this is Randomtastic in the background. I would put it on my screen, but there would be a horrible echo. So, yeah. And it's just in the background for me. But yeah. Oh, Mike Wachowski. I was never going to guess that in 5 billion years. Oh my gosh. I forgot he had a blue eye, to be honest.
Sound familiar?
Hold on. I want to check my DMs real quick, and I'm not exposing people's users.
Only reobtain the medal if she wins, and since she needs his help to make a cart, they reluctantly team up. But not only did Penelope need Ralph's help, but he also needed her help. The two argue and jab at each other at first until they slowly begin to realize how similar their struggles are. And because of that connection, they end up forming a true and sincere friendship, and quite possibly
I do shit.
a friend that either of them has ever had. By the end of the film, Ralph accepts the fact that in his
When I'm done.
that's something that he's learned to embrace and love himself for.
How bad can I be? How bad? That's Mario. That's 100% Mario. What was it? I saw the buy flag for a second. Help.
Also, these two hook up. To be honest, I don't think I saw this movie when it first came out.
Hello, new person. Hello, Wade.
Like 8 years old.
It's awesome to see new people join.
But I do
Currently working on some Dandy's World art.
with my family maybe once.
Why does it still show the stream starting soon screen? I turned that off.
Wow.
Oh no, why is it stuck? That's not good. I literally changed it. Ugh, this is the worst. Hold on. On, off. Now will it work? Will it register the fact that I turned it off? I'm gonna be very upset if not. Because I don't want... Okay, there we go. Awesome. I had to make sure. Okay, cool. Awesome. Back to... It's been 2 years since someone else joined. Yeah. Alright, there we go. I was worried that my thing wouldn't show up.
Watched the movie because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, and that's the way that it began to consume my entire life. To put it simply, Wreck-It Ralph is just one of those scrumptious movies where you pick up on new details every time you rewatch it. Not to mention,
I should watch Wreck-It Ralph again.
it's still funny.
I don't know why I haven't yet, to be honest.
But one of the first standout aspects of this film is even before the opening sequence.
I got nothing better to do, so I'm gonna join this live stream. Real.
Officers I've never seen them in my life. Disney has been using the Steamboat Willie animation to introduce their feature films ever since 2007, with Meet the Robinsons being its debut. But Wreck-It Ralph was the very first one to put a unique spin on it. In fact, it remains the only one out of 16 films to do so.
I love Invader Zim. Invader Zim is pretty good. I also need to watch that. It's been a while.
And there's probably too many to count. But a few
Excuse me.
include the graffiti on the walls of Game Central Station, the post-credit sequence featuring a Pac-Man.
Oh, I was about to let my cat out, but what am I hearing in the background? Oh, I'm watching a random-tastic video that's specifically about Turbo. I'm just listening to it in the background while I do my drawing because, yeah. No, you can't go out right now, girl. The kids are scared of you, and I'm not trying to scare the kids, okay? You have to stay in here. I don't understand why you want to leave. Don't mind me lecturing my cat because she's trying to escape. And it's like, no, you can't, okay? You can't leave. I don't want the kids getting scared. Or her to randomly go in the room. That'd be bad.
It's also pretty easy to see how Sugar Rush was inspired by Mario Kart. They have Sugar Cube item boxes with Sweet Seekers. As
Ooh,
well.
I love these lashes. These are
They also have
adorable.
a mini-map with the Laser's face on it, and
This person made such a good character design. I'm genuinely, like, I feel so honored that I get to draw her. Why does it say one person in the stream? Weird glitch. I don't know. I just don't pay attention to it, to be honest. I mean, you're both in here, and I'm technically there as well because I have to look at the chat like that because you don't know this, but my little PNG fella, the text, and even the chat, it's all cosmetic. It's only seen through your perspective and not mine. All I can see is the drawing that I'm currently working on. What if I'm actually not here? It reminds me of that hypnotism scene from Mr. Peabody. Or here, or there. Or like the one specific one with like the Gaster music where it's like do 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 do.
This movie was the first theatrical debut for a lot of these classic gaming characters. I honestly think it's pretty fair to say that Wreck-It Ralph proved that, despite previous attempts, video game movies actually could be successful. Do you see this big, beautiful man right here?
Bowser.
That wouldn't have been possible if he hadn't gone to grief therapy first. Although he honestly still needs therapy in that movie.
Pain is the best teacher.
Now, it's clear that this film has resonated with people thanks to its comedy and emotional impact. But I feel like nowadays, in retrospect, Wreck-It Ralph stands in a weird middle ground.
Actually, I think I messed up the eye a little bit. Hold on.
But still not talked about nearly enough. It's definitely a great and solid film, but it's not going to absolutely blow you
There
away.
we go. That looks a lot better.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It was also 12 years ago, so
Time to drink water.
might have something to do with
I'm trying to. Is that supposed to be what is that? What emoji is that supposed to convey? Is that supposed to be a Smurf or something?
we all try to forget. Following its 2018 release, Ralph Breaks the Internet gained a huge amount of infamy on YouTube, which is pretty ironic because you don't
I also can't tell what that's supposed to be. Help.
problem because the most popular videos on Wreck-It Ralph are on how bad the sequel is. And don't get me wrong, it is more than okay to criticize it, but when you associate the first film so much with this abomination, they begin to feel inseparable. Megamind, on the other hand, was able to take the punches with its horrible sequel because the standalone film already garnered huge amounts of praise. But given that Megamind is just sort of its own phenomenon, that sort of thing didn't really happen with Wreck-It Ralph, so it just lives in the shadow of its sequel. A dark shadow of cringe. Now, I don't want to dwell on this soulless dumpster fire for much longer, but I'm pretty sure that all Disney saw in Wreck-It Ralph was an IP crossover fest, which is more than disappointing because it has so much potential. Although that was a chunk of the first film's personality, it was charming because they handled it responsibly, pretty much limiting brand mentions to clever one-offs. I also think it's because a lot of the product placements, not you, were loving tributes to retro gaming. Whereas in Ralph Breaks the
My water
Internet,
droplet
just
dissolved.
there,
Wait, what empty is it? I don't know what that is either, to be honest.
and I think that was one of its many glaring problems. Also, can you believe that Call
touch the hearts of millions. So much so that a careless cash grab feels like
Oh, that's an Enderman. I like being able to tell what some of the characters are supposed to be.
For there to have been such a defensive outcry against Ralph Breaks the Internet,
There we go. Okay.
people had to care about Wreck-It Ralph.
I don't know how tall she's supposed to be compared to Goob.
But do you know who the best character in this movie is? I'll give you a hint.
It's Cubert!
Time's up. That's right.
Alright, it's Cubert! The random Cubert edit.
But
Till I
unfortunately,
cry
this isn't
my
a 2
eyes to
hour-long
sleep.
analysis on Hubert. It's about,
Why is there blood? I'm just trying to do this so I can, like, figure out how the layering's supposed to be. Pretty sure she's supposed to be under him, but still.
mainly focuses on a character versus society conflict.
Guess the character. Oh, that's Kane.
World. It still has a villain, and a pretty damn good one at that. In classic Disney movies, villains usually
No, you're not leaving. Stop it.
and that couldn't be
You literally have everything you need in here. Why are you so desperate to go to the living room? I have a chair.
while simultaneously being funny.
My cat is not necessarily the most intelligent.
Complimented by his servant Sourbill, who, on the contrary, has the enthusiasm of a dehydrated plant. This personality makes Candy not only an entertaining and interesting character, but also a really fun villain. I think it's well agreed upon that the best Disney villains are the ones that make you laugh while also making you cower. That is to say, they're a little bit silly sometimes, but will not hesitate to terrorize the main character.
I spit out my water.
and the
Oof.
audience if they feel like it. They're also gay. Furthermore, King Candy's characterization is elevated even higher by a stellar vocal performance from Alan Tudyk, who actually won an Annie Award for his performance back when the movie came out. Now, dear
There we go. Finally.
that's what we're all here for.
You are a threat to my game, to the order I have maintained.
Alan was first approached by Disney asking if he was able to do an Ed Wood impression, who was an American actor and comedian who notably played the Mad Hatter in Disney's 1951 film Alice in Wonderland. So if you think King Candy's voice sounds familiar, this is probably the reason why.
Tea? Oh, I never thought of tea, of course. Tea.
So now that you know what he's supposed to sound like, here's what he sounds like in Wreck-It Ralph's teaser trailer for some godforsaken reason.
How? Tell me, what the fuck? Why does he sound like?
So from my understanding, this happened because they no longer had Alan Tudyk on set, and they needed lines recorded for the trailer, but he was gone, and they couldn't use the Ralph, you're not going turbo, because that's a weird thing to put into a trailer, because no one's going to know what that is.
My cat dissolved. Oof.
Guy to her. From what I can gather from interviews, Alan seems to have really enjoyed playing his role as King Candy, especially since he was allowed to improvise some of his lines. So what's Disney doing with him nowadays? Let's see.
Nothing.
He was the goat from Wish, and he'll also be Hey Hey again in the upcoming Moana 2. I mean, a paycheck's a paycheck. But I think that's enough rambling. So now let's get into every single sin that King Candy has ever committed in his entire life.
Sourbill, that glitch cannot be allowed to ring.
King Candy is a fantastic villain. Like any good tyrant, he's always ready to put up a charismatic facade.
Ooh, this is gonna be messy to draw. Oh my gosh, I can already see it.
From the moment Candy is introduced, you're already sick of him. His introductory speech is laced with condescending remarks that feed into his monstrous ego. To start us off, here's his very first line.
How do I draw his hands?
I get he's the king and all, but there's just something about the way he puts everyone beneath him while also declaring they're all loyal to him and would never question anything he says or does. And then he throws Candy from his sleeves down onto the citizens who...
What was that? Oh, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. The emoji right there is supposed to be a cat. I noticed. So, I tried to walk my fish before it drowned. It decided to fly away. For the question, for some reason, I was doing an art trade, on DeviantArt, and this person said, "Hey, can you draw my female Jax design ex Coco?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" Because I mean, I got fairly decent art out of it. I mean, the art is good. I don't know why I said fairly decent. I got good art out of it. I mean, I honestly feel bad for them because I did horribly. I love this. Look at them. But yeah, I know my design for the female Jax design was entirely theirs though, but I could have done better. Hold on. Plus, they have not been active since the last art trade we did. Yeah, there's their don't worry about that one drawing. But yeah, female Jax. She's so cute. I love her. But yes, that's why that drawing was there. Don't question it.
Gets into his introduction, and he's already promoting cannibalism. You know what? Let's do a
How do I draw that?
to be an asshole within one scene. Go.
Defeat to compete is one gold coin from your previous winnings if you've ever won. Which I have. Let me go first.
Okay, so his current assessment is he hasn't done anything horrible yet, but he is being kind of microaggressive and sort of a bitch. I also want to go over how Sourbill introduces him. He says, rightful ruler. Now ask yourself, why exactly
Ow, my leggies.
to clarify that? That's like if the president just got elected and you introduce them like this. Let us welcome our legitimately and democratically elected president who did not lose any of the ballots on purpose. That incident was an accident. Somebody sneezed and the ballots went flying out the window into a Category 6 hurricane, and we unfortunately couldn't catch them. The fact Candy wanted Sourbill to say rightful.
Alright, I'm glad that I managed to fix the hand. Ooh, my legs.
His first introductory line. Even him appeasing the citizens by throwing candy at them could be a distraction. But there's no way he could be anything but their wonderful, charitable, supreme ruler. At least.
My bed ate my pencil. Oh no, that's like the worst. It just disappears into a void, never to be seen again. I'm kidding, no, you'll find it.
No, I'm not going turbo. Come on, guys. Ralph's gone turbo. Going on about cake and pedals. Everybody go turbo. You can't jump, Ralph. You're not going turbo, are you?
A second razor for my
Oops,
facial
did
hair.
not mean to erase that.
Made specifically for horsehair and then skip Venus.
Ugh. I will forever hate that planet. Ah, my leg. Cramp. Ow, 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 ow. They're making a He-Man movie? What?
I recommend
There were no trailers for that.
$25 a month. It's famously fast. Like me.
BRB, gotta find my pencil. My chair took my food and drank it in front of my demon named Jeremy. That's funny.
Every summer with Expedia. Debate, vacation home, or hotel. Wait, what if they could do both? Everyone wins. Okay, back to having fun. Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
There we go.
At HEB, we work hard to buy and make just the right amount of food to keep our stores stocked,
Oops.
not overstocked. But sometimes, due to unavoidable factors, we end up with more than planned. Want to know what HEB does with extra?
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm responding to an ad. There we go.
Oh boy, we got ourselves a twist villain. Then that's all they wrote for the next 6 years. Okay, but King Candy works because he was already the villain, and being Turbo doesn't contradict any of his behavior, it explains it. Not to mention the consistent foreshadowing that actually makes sense throughout the entire movie. Well, that begs the question, how
Never mind, my pencil's under my cat, so your cat ate your pencil.
You know, funny you ask, because if we take a closer look at this very scene, did you ever notice he was standing on top of a red and white grandstand? Let me say that again. Red and white, and it's even striped. Also, speaking of stripes, his helmet has a stripe down the middle. Guess who else's helmet has a stripe down the middle? But my personal favorite is that when he puts his goggles over his eyes, they actually tint them
Yellow!
Anyways, I want to talk about
I'm gonna do Goop first. That's gonna be the easier one. This was just a sketch, mind you. I still have to do the actual drawing. That took me so long.
Also sends countless innocent civilians flying onto the pavement. That is until he gets trapped in a giant.
I should probably pull up the original drawing I'm referencing because I wanna do this lineless style because this looks really cute.
What was that now? Let's see. How does he initiate this professional interaction? You know, I think it's a pretty good first impression. If he wasn't being in your face before, now he's really kicking it up a notch. And speaking of faces... Hold on, did you hear what he just said? Not that. He recognized who Ralph was.
That is a good question. How did he know?
I know this moment is brought up a lot when people talk about foreshadowing in this movie, but for good reason. Because isn't it weird that King Candy recognizes Ralph the instant that he sees him? And given how Ralph answers, yeah, he's kind of weirded out too. Because he's from a 30-year-old game, and Sugar Rush seems to be relatively new. And as sad as it is, this kind of attention is something that Ralph rarely receives. Not even the people that play Fix-It Felix Jr. know what his name is.
Where's the wrecking guy?
Back. Welcome back.
King Candy know Ralph's name, despite never being told the title of the movie.
The answer is that it is plain sight.
If you take a closer look at the Turbo flashback, or even during the beginning time lapse, you can spot Turbo Time positioned directly next to Fix-It Felix Jr. Oh my god, they were roommates. So having lived next to his cabinet for years, of course Turbo would recognize...
Wait a minute. Was there a visual for that? I must have missed it. My back is in pain. Real.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
He edited the fine in the game. Screens up. That's hilarious.
That's also why under his new identity, he's so surprised. Because this is
Hold on, guys. 1 second. I will be back. Ow, my leg. Yes, Nana. Well, until I finish my drawing, I'm not even close to that. I'm not telling you what to do. Sorry, I left you guys for so long. I'm so sorry. Okay. And Bumblebee. And Bumblebee. Alright, let's get back to drawing now. I don't know if anybody's still here, but if you are, thank you. I apologize for being gone for so long.
And in decades that he's seeing him again. Ralph, on the other hand, has no idea who he's really talking to, which leads him to ask,
Who are you, the guy that makes the donuts?
No, I'm King Candy.
wait,
Hello!
you guys see that? I know what you are. But seriously, that's what we're going to talk about next. Animated body language. It's done especially well in this movie, with it carrying the most weight in the emotional scenes, which, trust me, we will cover, whether you like it or not.
I was watching Jelly Bean while waiting. Real.
You know that even a subtle shift in posture has been looked over thousands of times by the animators and was included as a deliberate choice. I think one of the most unique instances of body language in this movie is channeled through Vanellope's glitching, which ranges from being an intense and garbled mess when she's upset to an insignificant
Toby sent something.
when she's confused. That being said,
And Bumblebee. Do. And Bumblebee. Just for like a second. Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, my guess was either a B or something else, but that's probably not accurate.
if we put King Candy in a meat grinder, no. If we put King Candy under a microscope, like the vials.
Oh, a minion. Oh, I would not have guessed that. Why is there brown? There's not really brown in the minion designs.
Notice how at first, Candy nervously laughs when Ralph asks who he's supposed to be, before quickly dismissing his proposal that he could, in fact, be somebody else. He then declares his name with quite a lot of embellishment, almost as if he's acting out a performance. Looking closely, you can even see him relax afterwards, then proceeding to quietly observe Ralph's reaction. It's almost as if he's double-checking.
Oh, I see.
Paid off. This half-nervous, half-performative nature follows King Candy everywhere he goes, giving his character an untrustworthy atmosphere. And this is even before things start getting weird. Also, I found this detail from a post by Starleska on Tumblr, and I want to thank them for letting me include this in the video, because cool analyses like this only fuel my ever-growing Wreck-It Ralph obsession. So thanks a lot for that. What's he gonna say next?
You can't jump? Ralph, you're not going turbo, are you? What? No.
Hey! Wait a minute! On first viewing, this moment is just like all the other accusations. A bit rude, but on rewatch, the absolute hypocrisy...
That's lolbit. It has to be lolbit.
But something else interesting happens. Before he mutters the name Turbo, he glances to the floor like it's forbidden to even mention, his hands looming closer like he's speaking of a ghost. He threatens Ralph with this accusation, all while he's well aware of the fact, perhaps even relishing in it, that he himself is the monster he speaks of. Which I honestly think is pretty cool, not gonna lie. But the next exchange is where we really get a glimpse of his putrid nature.
You can come in here to my kingdom and take over my game. You've got another thing coming. Easy.
What does the fox say?
It's funny how quickly Candy jumps to conclusions. And quite literally, it seems. He threatens Ralph on behalf of coming here to take over, quote, his kingdom. You know, he seems awfully entitled thinking he owns the place, but what exactly is it that he's doing right now? He's afraid of losing something that he already has, losing his game to a competitor. Is he, dare I say, jealous? And whose jealousy was it that sparked a murderous rampage?
I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Maybe a watermelon.
Excuse me, sir, your turbo is showing.
Excuse me, sir, your turbo is showing.
Fuck out, leaving Ralph to be re-brutalized by the police. Okay, so if the cops were made of ice cream, I would say clearly they live to soft serve and protect. But they're made of donuts, and I couldn't think of anything funny. Dude, their badges literally say to heat and serve.
It was right there.
Before we dive further into Turbo, we need to establish the societal rules of the
No.
arcade world. So
My cat's still trying to... Oh, an apple? Oh.
every character belongs to their own game, and good guy, bad guy, NPC, it doesn't matter who you are. You have one crucial job. Follow your programming.
You can't mess with the program, Ralph. So stick to the program, soldier.
I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
As you can see, this ideology is encouraged by pretty much everyone, like it's hard-coded into them. But what happens if you don't unplaying, you run the risk of subjecting yourself to the worst fate imaginable. Getting unplugged.
They're gonna pull our plug.
It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Getting unplugged means you either die along with your game, swallowed into an endless vortex of nothingness, or best case scenario, you escape and become
All right, bye.
to fulfill your designated purpose.
Villager. Oh.
The whole concept of unplugging is actually pretty morbid when you think about it.
Oh, it's Minecraft stuff. I have what? No idea what that could be.
Any of its data, but in this world, electricity is everybody's life force. Without it, who knows what'll happen?
Excuse me.
Well, actually, if there's an outage, everybody just piles into the power strip and has a fun little sleepover. So, yeah, it's a little less dramatic than I was hoping. But unplugging.
Oh, Pokemon. Oh.
Even worse, this deadly possibility relies on
Toby's
factors
still
solely
yapping about
outside
that
your
machine.
control. That is, unless you decide to take matters into your own hands. Going to other games is fine during closing hours, but during open hours is completely unheard of. Being outside of your game at this time is obviously very dangerous, because if
You die outside your own game?
You don't generate.
Ever. Game over.
Thanks, Sonic. But this practice is also dangerous because the players might see you somewhere you don't belong, not only jeopardizing the game you're in, but also the game you left. Best case scenario, players will shrug off anything weird and move on to spend all their remaining tokens at the Deal or No Deal machine for the next 2 hours. But at worst, they'll assume that your game is broken. Now you're out of order, and
One of the oh, Charizard.
and so that is when it becomes game jumping, which just might be the biggest taboo in their entire society. Guess whose fault that is?
Turbo's fault.
So back in 1982, when the arcade first opened, Turbo Time was by far the most popular game. For some reason, given that it seems to consist of a featureless dirt loop with 0 points of interest, but I mean, hey, the bar was lower back then. And for personal safety reasons, I'm just kidding. Regardless, Turbo loved the attention. A completely healthy and normal amount. So then 5 years pass, and now it's 1987, which was also the year of an incident at some random pizza chain nearby, but you guys don't care about that. So then this new racing game called Road Blasters comes rolling in, right across from Turbo Time. So, like a good neighbor, Turbo decides to give the new arrivals a warm welcome by ramming into them with his car and T-boning them to death. In the end, Turbo not only unplugged Road Blasters, but also his own game due to his absence rendering it unplayable. And so neither of the cabinets ever saw the light of day again. It seems there were less of the new arrivals and more like new rivals. But more on
If you
itself,
watch my
it's over
post, the
with
chicken
the
looks like it's sniffing for breeze.
making the
Oh, did you upload it on your channel? Hold on.
spirit.
1 second. We're gonna have a bad echo maybe for like a few seconds, and I apologize for that.
I just want to show you a little.
That's the wrong video. Oh my gosh, that looks so stupid. Wait, you get XP from chatting? I didn't know that. That's cool. But, yeah. No, look how cute me and Toby are. That's so cute. I'm glad I programmed that. I'm really glad I did that. Anyways, back to my grind.
And the story is super concise, communicating everything we need to know about this freak in under a minute. Very well executed. But in terms of an in-world explanation, it's been spread around for years by word of mouth, through rumors and horror stories, stripped down to its bare essential events. But what I find especially interesting is how much Felix knows about it. In this scene, he's explaining explaining the story to Calhoun because she's not in the know. And neither is the audience, so it works pretty well. But he's been around long enough to live through what happened. It's probably a day that everyone at the arcade remembers, and one that nobody's shaken off since. I can't help but imagine it must have been especially hard for Felix, because you have to remember that Turbo was his neighbor, or maybe even someone he tried to look out for.
Or were they roommates? I think they kissed.
But
I think they
Turbo
kissed.
is nothing more than a haunting absence, a bitter memory, a face he hasn't seen in years. Until that familiar scowl starts to claw out from the back of his mind. His eyes widen with shock as he's the first to realize when...
Oh, come on! Right when the peak was at... Ugh. Stupid Old Spice ad. Oh my gosh, why am I struggling so hard with this eye? Actually, you know what? This is fine. Could be worse.
Anyways, have you ever heard of a character, quote, haunting the narrative? This term doesn't necessarily mean someone's up to spooky ghost shenanigans, but more so that they have a significant influence on the story they belong to, despite being absent. For example, Rose Quartz from Steven Universe passed away long before the first episode of the series, but her influence is practically inescapable to everyone she had an impact on, which is most of the cast. This is especially true for Steven himself, who feels as if he lives in his mother's shadow and is forced to take on countless heavy responsibilities in her name. I'm sure he'll be fine. Now, I'd argue to say that Turbo also fits this category. It's been 25 years since the Road Blasters incident, and people are still talking about him. In fact, they mention his name only 6 minutes into the movie, which is the very first scene. These people are terrified of this happening again, and are quick to accuse anybody who goes against the status quo. In that way, he haunts the narrative because his fateful actions that day slowly became integrated into a societal expectation.
I was watching Pepito. Nothing, really. Just still watching the thing and still trying to finish my colors.
Or metal, or a piece of pie every once in a while. The Turbo want more out of life.
Turbo actually did these things out of selfishness, but Ralph is simply trying to stand up for himself after unjust treatment for his entire life. And the classism Ralph suffers because of is one of the very few things that isn't Turbo's fault, so good on him, I guess. Yeah, Ralph has the right motivation at the start, at least, but we'll get to that later. Now it seems there's only one question left to ask.
Why do I keep doing it like that? It's supposed to be at the top, not the bottom.
So many people. Why did he do it? Perhaps it was because attention and winning were the only things that mattered to him, and he was so consumed by the adoration from these higher beings that, in his act of careless rage, he was unable to foresee the fact that he was partaking in his own demise. That and he got jealous. Now, Turbo is a character with pretty cut and dry motives. He's just a jerk whose temper gets the better of him, the perpetrator in a cautionary tale about self-control. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Ooh, I almost forgot the cheeks.
Not all villains need a tragic backstory to be compelling, although it certainly does help. Because to me, the most intriguing part of his character is who he eventually turns into, and how he reprograms himself into a complete and utter monster. Not to mention, villains are more fun if they're irredeemable assholes. Disclaimer, that's just my opinion, and if you headcanon that he's misunderstood, that is an equally valid interpretation, and I admire your ability to see goodness in him. Peace and love on planet Earth. But there is
Life and death and love and birth and peace and war on the planet Earth. Is there anything that's worth more than peace and love on the planet Earth?
this.
Abandoned his game and tried to take over the new one.
He says he tried to take over the new one. This wasn't an act of revenge. This was a mission. It was a mission to monopolize all the attention for himself by secretly infiltrating a game and attempting to kill and replace the main character. Now, is it just me, or is this starting to sound familiar?
Oh, why is there a Turbo poster in the background? My goodness.
And who came back?
Even after the movie ends, Turbo is
Excuse
still
me.
shrouded in mystery. How exactly was he able to escape a game as it was being unplugged? And how come nobody noticed he wasn't dead? But most importantly, how the fuck did he take over Sugar Rush without anybody noticing? Well, first of all, various fan wikis state that Sugar Rush was first released in 1997, presumably as a nod to Mario Kart 64, which it also bears some resemblance to. Although I couldn't find exactly where this quote came from, both the Wreck-It Ralph and Disney...
I can't open my water bottle as a childproof cat. Oof.
You know what? That's good enough for me. But this means that before he infiltrated Sugar Rush, Turbo must have been in hiding for 10 years. Might I ask, what was he doing with all that free time? Well, lucky for us, director Rich Moore actually hosted an Ask Me Anything just 3 days after the film's release, and it's still available online today. He's also on top of a slice of pie. This is where we are met with some astonishing insight. Thank you, Reddit Ralph. This person had a notable question. It reads, my 6-year-old daughter keeps asking me how Turbo got into Candy Rush after getting turned off, and she will think I am very cool for having asked the director. First of all, that's really cute, and second of all, it's called Sugar Rush, and your 6-year-old is obviously a fake fan. Anyways, Rich Moore responded with this. We thought of it this way. He escaped Road Blasters before it was unplugged, lived in the bowels of Game Central Station, growing more and more bitter. Learned a thing or two about code, saw Sugar Rush plugged in, and made his move before anyone played the game. And that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Interesting. You see, this answer is good, but it's still kind of vague. Maybe on purpose to leave room for interpretation.
Oof, I'm just now noticing how awkward this looks.
To get much word on Turbo officially. Like, it seems they barely talk about him. The official art book doesn't even mention him once. And that leads me to believe maybe he was always supposed to be a mystery. Or maybe they just hate him. Emergency update. I just found an interview where they mention him. So this is from 8 years ago. It was from an AMA at the El Capitan Theater. And it's when someone in the audience, it's actually this person in the comments right here, I owe you my entire life. They asked a question about what was the inspiration for Turbo. And I will show that footage right now.
Hi, big fan of the movie. What was the inspiration for Turbo?
Goob is a little goober. Yes, absolutely.
Ralph was kind of a needy character that he wanted friends, he wanted attention. Turbo kind of came out of that, but pushed way to the extreme.
If I had known this
Excuse me.
sooner, I would have based an entire argument around it, but I added this in at the last second. So before we discuss that comparison further, just keep that in the back of your mind. This interview also makes me think of, unfortunately, the sequel and how mischaracterized Ralph was to be needy and at his worst, even though he'd already completed a character arc in the first movie. And I think that's another reason why they did.
What did they do to Sonic?
Because they didn't want the audience catching on to how bad
Unless that's not Sonic, I don't know.
the movie was. I got a little off topic there.
You know, I knew Turbo back in the day, and whenever I did, yes, and whenever he came to the penthouse, he never took off his shoes. Tracked dirt everywhere. So I didn't like it. Never liked it.
Well, you know, he almost killed Ralph and Penelope.
Oh, well, that's probably kind of bad too.
Anyway, sorry. We were analyzing the movie.
He's the guy from Squid Game. Which guy from Squid Game? Because it's blue. I didn't know there was... Is there a blue character in Squid Game? If that's supposed to be the front man, I'm confused. Because, like, most of the colors that you see in the movie are, like, green and red. 456 or something. So Gihan?
By this point, King Candy has sort of exhausted his normal methods of attack. That is until he remembers his and Ralph's interaction from earlier.
That was your level? It's nothing but code now.
She did what? I need that back.
And he hatches a plan. As he treads behind his stolen throne, Candy pulls back the curtain, both figuratively and literally. He punches in the Konami code to gain access to the game's files, and although it makes zero sense of why there's a miniature NES controller inside Sugar Rush, it's still clever and iconic. I don't care. But this whole scene really gives off the impression that this isn't the first time Candy's been doing some monkey business back.
I'm going to take a quick little TikTok break. But of course, since it's in DMs, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Well, I mean, technically, I'm still sharing my screen, but you know what I mean. All right. I just needed a quick break. Back to the grind.
Here. However, the same can't be said for Sourbill, who is visibly afraid. And it takes a lot to change his expression. As touched on earlier, the contrast between these two is nothing short of genius. Candy is usually all over the place, and Sourbill is rarely fazed by anything. And yet, here we see Candy marching towards this vault with a cold and calculative expression, and here we see Sourbill disturbed and apprehensive. Again, it's nothing but body language, but it makes you question, what's really going on here? On that note, Candy seems a little too eager to mess with the code.
Is that supposed to be a Minecraft zombie or a creeper?
Also, I'm sorry, it's the sweet lifeblood? Ew. What is wrong with him? By now, the audience starts to figure out that King Candy is pretty shady. The phrase, stick to the program, has been repeated God knows how many times leading up to this moment, so we understand he obviously doesn't play by the rules. And by breaking these rules, he has access to unrestrained powers, those of which he is entirely responsible with, and would never, oh my
Zombie,
God,
I figured.
What is that? King Candy's code box brings the term egocentric to a whole new level. It is no competition. The biggest thing in the room.
She criticizes me for being egocentric. While you practice your mannerisms into the wall. If this mirror were clear, I'd be standing so tall. I saw you sober on the clovers on the side of the hill. I was observing the birds circling for the kill. I've been you. I know your facade is a scam. You know you're making me cry. This is the way that I am. I've been living a lie, a metamorphical scheme. Detective undercolor, brotherhood, objective, obscene. Oh no, no, oh yeah.
Is crying in pain. So why is his code box so disorganized? As one comment from the movie's IMDb trivia page puts it, Candy has haphazardly hacked himself into the game. Take a look at how all the other nodes are neatly organized, and then compare that to his, with its wires spun around like spaghetti. It's because he's a virus, and he's abusing the logic of the game for his own selfish desires. Well, if we were getting technical, he's actually a parasite, because he's not infinitely replicating himself like a virus would.
I'm very excited to show you my clay creature. Ooh.
After this, I promise I'll stop talking about it for the next hour. Wreck-It Ralph did such a good job with King Candy's virus allegory that they didn't even mention he was one until the end of the movie. Its portrayal was practically the definition of show, don't tell. instance, for just a millisecond, the whole routed security virus thing, I've never seen symbolism so blatant and in your face in my life.
What happened because an insecurity virus told all of your PNG self-destructive behavior?
Well, thanks for saying that, or else I wouldn't have been able to figure it out. Oh, they said it a second time, too.
If I do come across as needy and clingy and self-destructive like knows more said.
And that's where I'll be leaving that. As for King Candy's parasitic behavior, he found
Yeah, that's a
Sugar
cool
Rush
Discord
being a
icon.
suitable host, and then he hijacked it, reprogramming its inner workings to comfortably supply him with everything he could ever need and more. In fact, he was willing to claim his position of absolute power.
Oops, there's something in the corner over here.
By any means necessary.
Did I erase whatever it was? Apparently not. I just realized that this is 1 out of 3 drawings for this person. I've been working on this for who knows how long.
Like a pro plan. They've got helium balloons, arts and crafts, party favors, candy, you name it. And hands down, it's a good time every time. No matter what party you're planning. it's
What
a nice delay.
did I miss
So why do you think
that's causing this to all
my family? I bring them with
be
me
off to
every
the side?
day.
Noops, I did not mean to do that.
Healthcare members, because I know what it's like to not speak the
It's gotta be somewhere around here, isn't it?
Working for
Yep, there we go. Alright. I don't like when the border of the image starts looking like it shows like there's something else that's not supposed to be there.
Vanellope had a perfect life.
Excuse me.
A life where she was included, respected, and loved by her peers. Being the benevolent ruler of Sugar Rush, she had her very own castle, and everything she could possibly want at her fingertips. But Vanellope probably didn't care for her royal lifestyle nearly as much as she was free to race to her heart's content. Just kidding, she actually wasn't, because Turbo took over Sugar Rush before anyone even had the chance to play it, so she never even got to race or live her life in any capacity before it was stolen from her. To say King Candy ruined Vanellope's life would be an understatement. He is the
It's time to
sole
drink water.
perpetrator for all of her suffering. She no longer has a home, she no longer has a race cart, and she no longer has any friends. Because what used to be her happy life now belongs to him. To add insult to injury, when Candy removed her from the code, she lost all her memories and became a glitch in the system, a difference that he uses to viciously single her out. Not only that, but he outright encourages her mistreatment by targeting the entire civilian population with his fear-mongering. This 9-year-old girl is seen as a threat, even a criminal, for wanting to be included. And that's all Candy ever calls her. Glitch. Like she's nothing more than a mistake. It's a label meant to dehumanize and isolate her, and, well, let's just say the term caught on.
Yeah, well, King Candy says glitches can't race. I'm not a glitch, Dad. Just got dyslexia, okay? And then all of a sudden, oh no, I'm glitching! Hey, see? You're an accident, just waiting to happen. Oh no! I glitched too! I just want to race like you guys! You will never be a racer, because you're a glitch. And that's all you'll ever be.
Vanellope von Schweetz no longer exists. Her life no longer exists. All that's left is the glitch. A lonely little girl who lives as an outcast, a nobody, whose dreams are left in broken pieces thanks to one selfish man. But honestly, the worst part of all is that she's had to live this way for nearly 15 years. And all she's ever known for her entire life is that everyone hates her for who she is. And she can't even leave if she wants to.
Actually, that's on the other side.
Horrible.
Actually, no, it's supposed to be there. Irredeemable monster! What took you so long, idiot?
It's hard to imagine him getting any worse.
And going. And going. And going. Time for that clipping, Matt.
First of all,
What about blood on his hands?
Secret takeover that meets the eye, and at certain points, it's staring us right in the face. I want to refocus on this particular setting, the Royal Throne Room. There's actually
How did I miss that?
concept art that makes it look like a medieval dungeon, or more like a man cave. The warlike emblems decorating the walls, combined with moody lighting, gives it an especially sinister appearance. An appearance that I'd argue is reflective of Candy's true personality. But of course, this isn't what we got in the final film. We got something sparkly and unassuming, which is how I think Candy wants people to see him. Lorelei Beauvais, the lead designer of Sugar Rush, had something interesting to say about this. The interior of King Candy's castle has been one of my favorite sets to design, and because he's not the real king, we thought it would be funny to cover the whole castle in sugar coating, just like him. However, the most interesting detail of the concept art is the grotesquely oversized crown that's positioned over his throne. Like, these levels of self-absorption shouldn't even be possible. But as we saw just minutes ago, they apparently are. Okay, this is where it gets kind of insane. So I Google searched throne room, and the very first result was this image. The room depicted here resides in the Château de Fontainebleau, and it happens to belong to Napoleon in 1804. Why am I telling you this? Well, it's because this image bears an uncanny resemblance to you-know-who's throne room. Like, take a look at the curtains, the candlestick placement, and even the crown positioned over the chair. I am almost certain that the concept artists used this very image as reference. And better yet, King Candy's crown is actually the larger one here. Does this mean that King Candy has a bigger ego than Napoleon, the dictator from French history? I mean, probably, yeah. France has Napoleon, Disney has King Candy, and DreamWorks has Lord Farquaad.
Ow, my
I will
fingy.
not be elaborating further, but hold on. Is there a crown over his chair in the final film? Not quite. Instead, it's a tiara? No! This is straight up Vanellope's room in broad daylight. But why? I once heard a theory that, for whatever reason, Candy was never able to customize the code of the throne room, so he's had to put up with it being pink. Hence why he's self-conscious and corrects it to salmon. And I'm sorry, but how does a man who serves in an outfit like this still feel confined by gender norms? Just embrace it, my dude. You're the villain. You can get away with that shit. Just like you've gotten away with everything else. Anyways, I think the dungeon-like throne room is
Okay, so it's literally just like a heart on the tail. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
When you steal the life of a little girl, you're gonna get the room of a little girl. Hope it serves him as a reminder. But now it's time to take another look at the code room, this time through a different lens. Now I hear you asking,
What if King Candy's giant code box thing is just because he's the ruler? If anyone else were in that position, they'd have a big code box too.
and I will say, person I just made up, that is an interesting theory. However, we're actually shown Vanellope's original node being restored by the end of the film. And although it has just as many connections as Candy's, her code box is actually the same size as every other one, reflecting the fact that Vanellope is actually humble and doesn't value herself over others. The contrast here is quite obvious. But now, it's time for a theory! Theory, speculation warning, this isn't proven as can. Now, there's something very interesting about the pay-to-play system of Sugar Rush. The only way you can enter into the race is by dispensing a coin you've previously earned. Said coin you can only obtain by winning a race. Do you see the issue here? It's a closed-off system. And given that Candy is the one who proudly introduces it, seemingly before the start of every race, I'm win a coin, she wins a trophy, the intended reward for first place, because Candy's paywalling has since been eliminated. So why would he create a system like this? Take a wild guess. It's because this was his very first defense to prevent Vanellope from racing via systematic exclusion. If he gave a coin to every racer except Vanellope, it would be impossible for her to participate. And presto, that pesky glitch will never bother him again. But hey, that's just a theory. But with the amount of evidence it has, I'm starting to think it's just straight up implied. Also, I'm probably not the first person to figure this out. But seriously, think about it. The secret agenda of discrimination, obsession over keeping a good public image, the fact he has military personnel that serve him and him only? I mean, at least it's an accurate representation of the movie. This man is a corrupt politician. But Candy isn't only mistreating Vanellope, he's deceiving everybody in the whole kingdom.
King Candy says glitches can't race to protect us.
Do you know what the hardest part about being a king is? Doing what's right. No matter what.
But the citizens of Sugar Rush actually believe he's protecting them, when all he's doing is fear-mongering about the threat of Vanellope. And the only reason he's doing that is because she's the only one that threatens him. But he can't let anyone figure that out. So he locked away everyone's memories, now feeding the public nothing but sweetened lies. As a result, everyone relies on him for leadership because as their only authority, he's all they've ever known. And if you ever ask questions, guess what? You're getting thrown in the plunge and have a great time. Sugar Rush is my favorite dictatorship.
I still haven't drawn the hair yet. Bird break! La 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 la.
This rancid elf isn't only a mass manipulator who abuses his unpaid staff, but also
How did I mess that line up?
of a single individual who's been hurting for over 30 years and using him like a tool. Let's talk about that.
Those people are gonna love you. You know why? Because you're a winner. And you're adorable.
I'm adorable.
What kind of cold, heartless person would bring upon such a loving relationship? I would.
So I originally wasn't going to cover this section in full because I had no idea how to approach a scene like this until I have a moment of clarity. The solution was to make it really long. We're going to talk about SpongeBob SquarePants, specifically Season 1, Episode 3B, Plankton. Plankton, as you can probably guess, wants to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Oh, my head itches.
He beckons SpongeBob late at night after work. Great start. And he tries to convince him to give him a patty. But more specifically, he tries to manipulate him. Here is Plankton's manipulation process. 1. Put up a friendly facade. 2. Gift an item of value. And 3. Ask for a favor in return. It's that simple. Become a manipulator today, and you can make people do anything you want. For safety reasons, I am once again joking. But first, let's roll for his charisma check. So that's a 5.
You blasted barnacle head! I mean, hi. You could say we're friends, right?
No.
I have something for you. Sparkle, sparkle.
Wow.
Oops.
Because of this, it was pretty easy for SpongeBob to figure out that Plankton was just trying to use him.
You just want to be friends so you can get your hands on a Krabby Patty.
Gee, and I thought you were stupid.
I'm sure you see where I'm going with this.
Wow! There you are! Hello!
You!
Here we go. King Candy's manipulation of Ralph, on the other hand, is incredibly effective. At the start of this scene, Ralph is moments away from pummeling him into a small pink stain. But only 2 minutes later, and he is entirely complicit with what Candy wants him to do. So not only does he excel in every category Plankton face planted in, but there's also multiple extra layers to his ruse, which made him even more convincing. So why don't we explore some of those tactics, shall we? The moment his goofy ass rolls up to Ralph, he immediately puts up a friendly facade. He pretends like he was looking for Ralph while also acting as if he's done no wrong, despite previously insulting him, chasing him, getting him tased. You know, the usual. Evidently, his outgoing nature doesn't change Ralph's mind in the slightest, so he tries to defuse the situation by explaining he's come alone and he's unarmed. We can see how well that works. It's here that Candy has no choice but to pull out his secret weapon.
Wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? Hit a guy with glasses. Well played.
How much spit I'm putting into my clay to be smooth is crazy. Wow.
This is the tensest moment of their interaction, as again, Ralph is moments away from rightfully pulverizing him. But luckily, Candy has one final trick up his sleeve.
Well, how about this? Are you interested in this?
Taken aback by the one thing he's been tirelessly working to reobtain, he drops Candy and the situation de-escalates immediately.
How did you get that? Matter. It's yours. Go ahead, take it.
Candy cleverly deflects suspicion here by telling Ralph to just take the medal. And of course Ralph doesn't ask questions, he just gave him his medal back, his absolute prized possession. And it's even got his name on it. Because he knew that medal was important to Ralph, straight up gifting it to him was a cheap and dirty way to build a foundation of trust, regardless of how unfriendly his previous actions were. Now, Candy has Ralph right where he wants him, because by this point he knows he cares about Penelope. He knows how to tug at his heartstrings and play him like a puppet.
All I ask is that you hear me out.
About what?
What's his friend?
Ugh, getting ads at the worst time.
Pains, big brand markups.
We save money?
Darn tootin'.
Differences that save you money. It's an Aldi thing.
Man, why do these eyes look so wonky?
Started with Expedia. Dad knew his crew needed peace and quiet, so he booked a vacation home big enough for everyone. Great, right? Nice job, Dad. Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
Where's my allspice? My cologne-infused allspice. Put a chemical in spice.
DJ, we're leaving. There's my own spice in there. I think I'm gonna stay.
Stay, wait, where? Here on the island?
In this tub.
So far, Candy has already manipulated Ralph enough to avoid an altercation. Put on a smile, give him a gift, and now ask for a little favor. Emphasis on little. Candy here is pulling the classic foot in the door technique. Just listen to what he has to say. As small as it might have been, Ralph just agreed to do something for him, and now Candy will go along with it, letting it snowball into something much larger and more insidious. Now keep in mind that at first, Ralph was only using Penelope to get his medal back, so when it's just gifted to him like it's nothing, he begins to reevaluate his entire situation.
Ralph, do you know what the hardest part about being a king is?
In the next exchange, Candy begins to play himself up as rightful ruler yet again, insisting that he's in power because he fights for an absolute swayed by Candy's sappy remarks.
Get to the point. Point being, I need your help. Sad as it is, Penelope cannot be allowed to race.
When Candy says, I need your help, he's trying to sway Ralph into feeling a sense of responsibility, to prove himself as more than a bad guy, and to join his noble cause in protecting the greater good. When he says sad as it is, it makes it sound like Penelope's situation is out of his control. And it's just such a shame that her nasty glitch is making her life so difficult. And it has nothing to do with the fact that he makes her life bad on purpose. Ralph, as he should be, is outraged by this.
Why are you people so against her? I'm not against her. I'm trying to protect her.
Wow, he just keeps going. Now he's trying to find a way for them to both stand on common ground. This is what Plankton was trying to do by telling SpongeBob they were friends, except Candy is being a lot more subtle. He's secretly saying, I'm a good guy, just like you are, and I care about Penelope too. Okay, that was really embarrassing. He's also starting to take advantage of Ralph's emotional side by digging into his protective nature over Penelope. With every sliver of trust that Candy gains, he cuts even deeper into Ralph's vulnerabilities. But most importantly, it's the setup to his hypothetical scenario. A scenario to just absolutely uproot Ralph emotionally, fill him with despair, giving him nowhere else to turn, but to the seemingly noble voice of reason for advice. But is this really the voice of someone who wants to protect her?
Find that glitch. Destroy that car. She can't be allowed to race.
It can't be. Right? Another thing is that when Candy isn't trying to get on Ralph's good side, notice he only calls him by his full name.
And if I ever see you here again, Wreck-It Ralph, goodbye, Wreck-It Ralph. It hasn't been a pleasure.
The way he says it is almost like an insult, like he's trying to remind him of his place. You're a villain, Wreck-It Ralph, and all you do is wreck everything. It started becoming a Gene impression by the end. But notice how during this scene, he's suddenly on a first-name basis with him.
Ralph, she can't race, Ralph. But
The only reason he's suddenly treating Ralph with respect is because being nice to someone makes it easier to manipulate them. The same goes for the way he refers to Penelope, as he suddenly stopped calling her Glitch and is actually saying her name instead. If the situation calls for it, he can put up any performance he wants. He's able to change the way he speaks, his body language, the way people see and think of him, like it's just another Tuesday for him. You know, I would say he's the most manipulative Disney villain if Mother Gothel didn't exist. Because it's honestly a toss-up between the two. Oh, but we haven't even gotten to the best part.
I'm trying to protect her. If Penelope wins that race, she'll be added to the race roster. Then gamers can choose her as their avatar. And when they see her glitching and just being herself, they'll think our game is broken.
So there's a lot to digest here. But big picture, the argument Candy is constructing actually follows the slippery slope fallacy, which is when one scenario is argued to inevitably turn into
The eyeliner's thick. Yeah, it
And
is.
so Candy begins with, if Penelope wins that race, she'll be added to the roster. Now,
Oops.
this on its own is a true statement, because that's how the game works. But then along with the truth, he starts to sprinkle in his own little lies. Because his next hypothetical actually doesn't start with an if. He says, when the players see her glitching, they will think our game is broken. Funny how his what-if scenario quietly turned into an it will. But if we were to continue with his flawed argument, here's how it plays out.
We'll be put out of order for good. For good. All my subjects will be homeless.
As established earlier, getting unplugged is the end-all, be-all, worst thing imaginable. His hypothetical is already catastrophic, as thousands of citizens would be left without a home, not to mention...
Yeah, that's why I put the shading in there, because it was starting to make him look a little funky without it.
Because she's a glitch. When the game's plug is pulled, She'll die with
There we go.
Oh dear. The consequences were already dire, but now Candy has Ralph's emotions in a chokehold. Not to mention he is, yet again, weaponizing Vanellope's glitch to make her appear weak and helpless, when in reality it's her greatest strength. But because she threatens him, he'll either use her condition as a reason to pity her, or a reason to attack her. It's all about whatever benefits him the most.
Oh, my leg. Ow.
He does not care about her. But he sure knows Ralph does. As a result, the stakes
There
of
we
the
go.
scenario are extremely high, almost too extreme to be true. Ralph even calls him out, saying,
You don't know that'll happen. The gamers could love her.
and if they don't,
Excuse me.
and that seals it. By planting that aching seed of doubt into Ralph's mind, Candy has completely diffused him as a potential threat. Oh, but what did you know? He still has yet to cap it off.
I know it's tough.
Feigning empathy.
But heroes have to make the tough choice, don't they?
Presenting a false dilemma. Feigning empathy.
Ooh,
Hammering
ow,
it
my
in
leg.
one last time. Praising hammering it in one last time.
Ow, ow,
Portraying Vanellope as unreasonable.
Ow.
Feeding into his portraying Vanellope.
Ow, 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 my leg.
Feeding into his deeply rooted insecurities about what. Feigning empathy. I think I'm done with this section now. Just kidding, I'm not. I just wanted to add that he integrated 16 manipulation tactics into his arguments in the span of 2 minutes. This is unheard of. I think the most disturbing part of the scene was how much Candy took advantage of Ralph's insecurities. This is a man who is desperately seeking his own self-worth after 30 years of loneliness, discrimination, and exclusion. Someone who's easily consumed by promise and wants to prove the world wrong. So, of course, Candy saw these vulnerabilities and determined he was ripe for exploitation. Even worse is the fact that Ralph just met the first person that made him feel appreciated, and Vanellope has...
Yeah, I gotta stop crossing my legs, but I keep doing it.
Regardless, Candy was more than willing to ruin both
Alright, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second so I can DM this to the person.
Vanellope ruin her life more than he already has, which is somehow still possible. That was a long one, so thanks for sticking through. It's gonna get worse. Candy never said anything about breaking a cart. Well, at least not in this instance. But regardless, it seems like Ralph knows what he has to do. I mean, he did.
Yes, crossing my legs is very comfy, but it's still
In the following
Youchie,
scene,
ow, ow.
Ralph becomes the villain. It's 3 minutes long and it drags out. Designed to inflict the maximum amount of pain on the audience as possible. And so, Vanellope returns from her volcanic abode and greets Ralph like normal, except now she has something special to give him. That being a devastating punch to the gut.
I made it for you, just in case we don't win. Not that I think there's even a remote chance we're not gonna win.
Vanellope is gifting Ralph this friendship medal with genuine intent, not as a manipulative tactic to get what she wants. And unlike the hero's medal, this is something that Ralph actually earned by gaining Vanellope's trust. And I'm sure this would have been a lot more heartwarming.
still DMing the person, so yeah. I'm glad they like it. Alright, did I post this in my thing yet? 1 out of 3 drawings for a character.
You like music, right?
Excuse me. Did I get recommended a new follower? I should so upload this speed paint. Hold on, I'm gonna disappear for... Wait, why did it start sharing my screen again? What the... I did not change that. You better go back. Nuh-uh. Hold on. What happened to my screensaver? It just straight up disappeared. I did not program that. Why did that happen? And why is that the screen thing? I changed that. There we go. Supposed to be right back, not stream starting soon. Sorry about that. That's weird. I like this be right back more. I'll be right back. Alright, now I'm back. Ooh, ow, my legs. Okay. I'm gonna, upload that as a speed paint now, because I think it would look cool. I just want to see the progress I did, because I don't even remember. How long did this take me? Let me see that first. 3 hours? 3 hours. Actually, I guess it's more like 2 hours, but dang, that's a long time. I completely forgot about his eyebrows. I think her details probably took the most amount of time for me, but at the same time, I'm still proud of this. This is a nice drawing. Alright, yeah, I'm definitely uploading this as a speed paint. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. La 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 la. That's gonna be for when I start the next drawing. We're gonna have a bit of an echo for a bit, so just get ready. Error occurred. Why? Why did an error occur? Alright. I hate when this happens, but that means I have to put it into CapCut first. No, I don't want the AI on it. Wait, quit. I'm pretty sure I didn't get rid of the watermark. Nope. Okay. Now I can export it. Okay, there we go. The reason why I say there's going to be an echo is because it's going to be playing the audio that it chooses. video is 5 minutes long, so I'm trying not to. We'll use this one. I wish there was a way to turn off the music, because if this ends up being copyrighted, I'm gonna be mad. I really hope it isn't, though. Wish there was a way I could. You know what? I'll add the audio after this. I consider it an art trade, even though it's in exchange. I mean, it's still a trade for something, even if it's in exchange for a character. Ugh, I forgot about that. Your little Kai is like singing it. Aw, I didn't even notice that. That is cute. Alright, there we go. Allow precise location. No, absolutely not. You're not doxing me. Nice try. Hashtag, forgot to put the space. Hashtag Dandy's World. Hashtag Goob. Hashtag Dandy's World Goob. Excuse me. And of course, XYZCBA. Yep. My Dandy's World stuff always does pretty good. What's an art trade? Okay, so an art trade, technically that's not really what this is. An art trade is basically when you make a drawing for somebody and they make a drawing for you in return. Instead of, them paying you for the money, they give you a drawing in return, basically. It's very simple. I've done that before. There was this art trade. Oh, was it a request? No, it was an art trade. Hold on, if I can find it. DeviantArt. I've done many art trades over the year. Who is this character? I don't know. So yeah, this was an art trade with this person who drew... Oh yeah, this! Right! They drew my OC with Lincoln. Right, that's what it was. But yeah, that's basically what an art trade is. It's just when you make a drawing for somebody and you make a drawing for somebody and then they make a drawing for you in return. Or other way around. They make a drawing for you, you make a drawing for them in return. But yeah, it's fun to do. Okay, I'm just making sure I didn't turn off the audio on accident. I did this one for an art trade, but this one was specifically for a character design art trade. That was fun. This one was also... Ooh. Why is it pixelated? I don't know why it's doing that. Why is my drawing tweaking? Strange. But yeah, there's... Basically, like, a lot of these art trades were probably for character designs, or just because. I actually saved a fair amount... What? Oh, right, because the one I had in the thumbnail is gone now, lol. But, yeah, hold on, where's my art trades specific? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, my art trades have been a few different things. You got my MLP character, Foxika, because yes, Oswind. Another one of my OCs, Kai and Tord. What was my art trade for that? Oh, my art trade for them was Eduardo and their OC, right. That one was another art trade I did. This one is my favorite. My Dandy's World OC and Dial. Yes. I love them. There's other things that I should have saved that I haven't yet, but yeah, Jax. Yep, that's female Jax, and then there's also the male Jax that I did. That was for the art trade, yeah. Oh yeah, there's also a fair amount of requests that I've gotten for free. I love this one. This one by far is my favorite because it's my OC in Discord. Because literally no one, and I mean basically nobody online when it comes to Dandy's World, Ed's World, no, third time's the charm. My Little Pony, they rarely draw Discord. I don't know why. I wish I knew, but it's very rare that you'll see someone actually draw Yeah, Alistair. Yes, that one, this one, I don't know why they drew this like that, to be honest. But there is my design of Alistair. Where is it? Yeah, I love this one. I love my design for Alistair. I feel like he could be a lot less red, though. I might redesign at some point. But yeah, and then there's Oswin, my little goober. He's his assistant. Anyways, I'm going to switch back over to that account, and then I think, did I save the TikTok? Yes, I did. So that means I can upload it onto my art channel. I paused before the music played. I don't want any sort of copyright happening. That would be really bad. I'm really hoping that song isn't copyrighted, and also that it was enough seconds where it's legally distinct and I can't get in trouble. I'm gonna practice art trading. Awesome! OCX Canon. Goob. Dandies. World. Speed Paint. Yeah. Select an audience. Never kids. It's never kids. What is copyright? Copyright is, it can be a lot of things, but one main one is specifically when you have music in your video that you don't have the rights to, or a clip from a movie that you don't have the rights to. So one of two things can happen. If it's like a minor offense, you'll just get copyrighted, where they're like, hey, you don't own this audio, so you can't monetize this. Which is fair. I mean, it's entirely fair, you know? Because, I mean, I didn't get permission from the creator of the song to upload it. But, yeah. Sometimes, on a rare occasion, they might let you use their song if you give them a fair amount of the money, an amount of the money that you made off the video. But, yeah. Usually, you just get a copyright. But, if your copyright is extreme, you could get a copyright strike. And if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel gets terminated, usually with no approval. So I try to avoid, using too much of the copyright. And I'm always lucky and thankful when a video just has limited visibility, because it could be really bad. Yeah, cat. That's Mau Mau from Mau Mau Heroes Pure of Heart. I used to, I'm still kind of in the fan base, but, yeah, that's Mau Mau. It's from a cartoon that Cartoon Network did during quarantine, so it kind of went under the radar because everyone was so, what happened there? Why is there so much blue in the middle of the video? Help? It's so weird. Anyways, I was worried that the footage corrupted. But yeah. Am I still subscribed to her? No. Do not recommend channel. Yuckers. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the drawing that I'm supposed to be doing now. I like the blue bat. I forgot the names of everyone in the show. There's Mau Mau. Bao Bao was his dad, right? Or was that his dog? There's Badger Clops, Badger Claws? Badger something. And then, what's her face? I cannot remember her name for the life of me. Mau Mau, Heroes Purified. There we go. Adorabat! Yeah! Adorabat. I like King Snugglemane. He's one of, what the heck? The furry art in the corner. But, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. He's so stupid. He's the what in line? How many of those, how many legions of that is that? Because, XXV number 25, the 25th of his lineage. He's ruled the kingdom through, his family has been ruling this kingdom for a long time then. That's insane. 25. Okay, then. La 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 la. How am I still the other one here? I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it's too late. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, I started this live stream a long time ago. So the only way that someone would notice if I'm live right now is if they literally clicked on my channel. Because the notification for this was probably like a long time ago. Because I've been live since, I don't know how long. It says 2 hours, but I doubt that. I doubt it's only been 2 hours. If it's only been 2 hours, that's insane. I just wanted to see myself. I just wanted to see myself. There's just gonna be like a void. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the drawing now. This time I actually mean it. Been since the high comment. Lol. Back to the random-tastic video.
ATV knows that everything's bigger in Texas, and this summer we sure are gonna prove it. Bigger fireworks, bigger parades, and of course the biggest celebrations. So as we
I think I'm gonna have Sprout and her bake together. I think that would be cute. And this time around, I'm not gonna do that line art thing because oh my goodness, that was a nightmare. I've never drawn Sprout before, so I'm a little scared, but I think I can do this. I think I could draw Sprout pretty good if I tried.
They say higher education is outdated.
Without the sense of impending doom. This time I won't be analyzing their each and every exchange because there's already a really great video by Dabs Reviews that does just that, and isn't 2 hours long. So if you're interested, I recommend you check that out. Anyways, I hope you like crying on the floor in the fetal position. Ralph tries to be gentle with Penelope at first, but of course it only escalates from there.
Listen, you don't understand.
No, I understand. What? Traitor.
I'm not a traitor. Listen.
You're a rat.
Ralph frantically explains what he thinks will happen to her, but no matter what he says, it's no use. He has to use force. Struggling as she's hung up by her hoodie on a nearby tree.
It's weird seeing Rick and Ralph being recounted so dramatically.
At this moment, she realizes what's about to happen. Her expression widens. She says, wait, stop. But there's no getting through to Ralph either. Ralph looks at his fists, and their purpose is to destroy. He slowly clenches them. It's habit by now. He should be used to this feeling, destroying. Only this time it's twisting his heart. But he thinks there's no other option. He has to do this for her own good.
I forgot how devastating the scene is. Oh my gosh.
He continues screaming.
It does not help that she sounds convincingly like a 9-year-old girl being like wronged.
Dies with a whimper. The dust settles. Now broken down in the dirt, the very same sight that drove Ralph to defend her, she's filled with despair. The trusty friend she partnered with, the loving mentor she trained with, that's not him anymore. With tears in her eyes, she croaks out one last broken mutter.
You really are a bad guy.
Ow, my legs. Okay.
Ralph is now alone, surrounded by a pile of junk, just like he has for the past 30 years of his life. But Candy said heroes have to make the tough choices, to do what's right, no matter what. But how can doing the right thing feel this wrong?
I want to see the video. As much as I would love to, and I mean it, it would have an incredibly annoying echo. I mean, if you want to watch it, I just recommend going to watch the video for yourself. I don't mind if you leave the live stream. I'm still going to keep the live stream going because it's a good motivator for me to continue drawing, but I'm not going to do that.
Too late now. Ralph dejectedly picks up the hero's medal from the crumbled mess that used to be Penelope's cart. Their signatures have been ripped apart. And so, with nothing left to do, Ralph heads home.
Let me look at some
Well,
references
there's the
of
fact that he's
couples
just
baking.
destroyed the most meaningful friendship he's ever had. Meanwhile, at the Sugar Rush starting line,
I can't without a pinch of admiration assure you that I have never been so happy in all my life.
Because Penelope's not here and I fucking shattered her dreams.
this is the first time we see him again after the manipulation scene. And as we can see, he possesses absolutely zero fucking remorse for his repulsive behavior. In fact, he's literally rejoicing that Ralph and Penelope are gone. And it's because he purposefully ruined their friendship. He's such a terrible person. But we all already knew that, didn't we? We did.
Ugh, not the AI slop getting recommended to me.
Losing my mind. But even though Candy is in fact evil, what if I told you he and Ralph actually aren't so different? Are you telling me that the hero has interesting parallels to the villain, creating another layer of nuance to this already amazing movie? Yes. Because
Ow, my head.
a single medal suddenly brainwashed Ralph into committing a tragic act of betrayal. Let's dive into that, shall we?
I'm not a bad guy, but on occasion I am a bad racer. Hey, Sonic, what are you doing in the car? My car just turned into a boat.
So as it turns out, Ralph actually does go turbo at first, or so it would seem. Turbo began game jumping out of selfishness.
Ow, ow.
But Ralph was
Itchy.
game jumping because
Ow.
he was desperate for others to view him differently.
Ow.
Unfortunately, his reasoning was flawed because his definition of respect was based solely on becoming a good guy, and he refused to accept himself where he was at. And this way of thinking starts to lead Ralph down a self-centered path. putting
AI is
countless
annoying
other
very
people in
much.
danger. But hey, at least he didn't ram into the main character with his car. Is this thing working? Because I was in the middle of saying something, so excuse me. Ralph put people in danger by abandoning his game and legging it to Hero's Duty. Doing so, it's very possible both of those games could have been put out of order. And so, yada yada yada, existential crisis, almost killing Sonic, you know how it goes. But notice how once he gets to Hero's Duty, Ralph's fantasy isn't realistic in the slightest. It involves him being subjected to endless praise and seeing his enemies suffer. So even though Gene deserves it, this is the turbo that's lurking within him. And it's sometimes
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna look at that one reference of like Cosmo and Sprout together. I just reference that.
He explains to Candy how he got the hero's medal.
Which medal? Well, this one, I earned it over in Hero's Duty.
He says that he earned it, but you can see by the look on his face that he's ashamed, especially with the way he glances to the floor and hesitates before continuing his sentence. And speaking of, let's touch on the scene where he supposedly earned it. This whole section is when Ralph will be the most turbo.
Isn't there a poster of them cooking together?
And by that I mean consistently making poor decisions.
Maybe I was wrong.
Is of Ralph climbing
Could've sworn there was an
up
official
the
poster
tower
of
with
it.
Dark sky thundering behind him. And right before it cuts to this is when Felix is like,
Ralph's gone turbo.
yeah, the film is pretty upfront with the fact that Ralph is doing a bad thing. As he admires the medal from across the room,
I'm not drawing that meme, but that's funny.
utterly entranced by its promise. Ralph busts
Is there really nothing?
and not exactly heroically. The whole thing is framed more like he's breaking in and stealing a precious artifact.
That's also AI. Ugh.
Saving anyone here.
It's so weird how much AI there is.
Humanity's last hope. He's doing this for nobody but himself. And although I think he deserves something nice, if you're having
It's a cute
bad day
reference.
and want a slice of cake, you don't break into the bakery. After his
I think I have an idea now. The one where Sprout spills mixing for Astro's cookies. Ugh, itchy hip.
Although this moment is pretty silly on the surface, it's kind of sad when you think about it. Because nothing the general is saying is actually meant for Ralph. It's meant for the player after working their way through this entire tower. That is to say, he's stealing the reward of something he didn't earn. And he's not the only one. But Ralph, who has never had this kind of attention in his life, is eating it up. In reality, he's enamored with the illusion of praise. Praise from fake people who don't even care about him or register he's even real. And notice how it's the fact that Ralph is so caught up in this praise that he steps on the cybug egg. So preoccupied by attention that he made a fatal mistake.
All this core represents. Integrity. Grace under pressure.
To further this comparison even more, Ralph begins getting defensive over Hero's Duty, talking about it like it's his own game.
Duty!
How dare you insult Hero's Duty, you little gutter snipe? I earned that medal!
This is very similar to how King Candy gets defensive over Sugar Rush, even though that's not his native game either. Ralph also wants to believe that he won his medal fairly. As said by this 2013 Tumblr post over here, Ralph feels like he earned his medal not by pretending to be someone else,
There we go.
work, but by utilizing his own skill set to his advantage, that being climbing buildings and breaking shit, which is something he knew he was.
Hold on, I want to check something real quick.
It'll take him a while to embrace it, along with his identity as a bad guy. Aurora West
Nope.
adds that this could be how Candy feels about Sugar Rush, like he really is the rightful ruler. After all, he used his.
I don't friend random people because I'm afraid I might steal your wallet.
Oh, but even after Ralph teams up with Vanellope and their friendship begins.
That was an hour ago. Ew,
He's
ow,
still
my
obsessed with that
bread,
medal.
bread.
Get nervous. Keep telling yourself, I must win Ralph's medal or his life will be ruined. And have fun.
He's just
I must win Ralph's medal or my life or his life will be ruined. It's crazy.
Has been right in front of him this whole time. But of course he only realizes this once it's too late.
Bread.
As Ralph approaches the penthouse, he notices all the lights are completely off. And as he walks through those double doors, it's nothing like he'd imagined. Turbo was after praise, but Ralph was after respect. He wanted to be more than just the bad guy who wrecks the building.
Bread.
But now it's his fault he's lost everything, even his own game. He stands outside in the amber light and glances down at his medal, always taunting him with that 4-letter word.
No, I don't want the Jimmy Dean ad. I'm just trying to look for that one meme where it's like, bread.
Prisoner bread.
And now I'm gonna
Prisoner
get
juice
copyrighted with that. Ugh, never mind. It's literally just this dumb TikTok where it's like, bread. And it just keeps going on and on and on. Again, I hope that only playing a few seconds won't get me in trouble, but if it does, I'm gonna be pissed.
But he's no hero. In a bout of frustration and emotional release, he throws the medal into the sky, straight into that faded sign. And as he sees Sugar Rush, he pulls out Vanellope's gift, prickled with a deep pain in his heart. But as his eyes wander across the cabinet, he sees Vanellope. And she was on the side
on the side of the video game.
What's the Kanye?
Thanks, Kanye. Summary time! Ralph hurries back to Sugar Rush and finds Sour Bill sweeping up the mess. But he's not fessing up! So after surviving horrors beyond his comprehension, Sour Bill cracks and tells us everything we already know. Next, Ralph makes his way to the function and does his business as usual. Felix is happy at first, until he remembers that Ralph abandoned his game, and he's,
Bread.
well,
I'm just so
Cross at you.
and also
Cross is swearing to Felix.
representation of privilege. He's a very simple, non-confrontational fellow that stays well within his comfort zone.
baguette.
for the first time in his life, and then he got thrown into
Extra
jail.
long baguette. Hold on.
He's been having a bad day.
Felix, pull yourself together.
No, Ralph, you don't know what it's like to be rejected and treated like a criminal.
Yes, I do. That's every day of my life.
Well, that'll
Aw, the meme isn't here. Why not? No, whatever. Really old, Baldy joke.
great character arc. In fact, you can even see the evolution of Felix's character with how he refers to Ralph throughout the movie, as I imagine he's had a lot of time to reflect.
I'm looking for my colleague. Wreck-It Ralph? Have you seen my friend Ralph? Ralph, you coming, brother?
As for
Guys, he's
for
grown.
her character growth more in another video I made, along with Penelope's glitch being a disability allegory, because this one's already getting way too long. So with this exchange, Felix is finally able to empathize with how Ralph feels, and long overdue, realizes the errors of his ways. And with that, Penelope's card is fixed, and Ralph busts her out too. From her, maximum security prison? You're not gonna imprison a 9-year-old, are you, Candy? Yeah, in the function. Why?
How did I do that last time?
You already know what time it is. That's right, it's time for the race. Woohoo!
I made 3 weird creatures and they're so silly. Yeah.
What's gonna happen at all? Right now, our protagonists are at their best.
Why was this so easy for me last time?
Penelope, with no mention of a medal at all. And having forgiven Ralph, Penelope is right back on her feet again. Now, I would say that King Candy is at his worst, but I feel like that's arbitrary at this point because he's always one-upping himself somehow. But there's a big difference between Penelope's and King Candy's play styles. Penelope is naturally skilled and surpasses all the other racers fairly. King Candy, on the other hand, always plays dirty to get what he wants. Be that first place, the throne of Sugar Rush, or getting someone to destroy their own friendship. This guy sucks. This is even better illustrated when you look at these two shots side by side. I mean, it's night and day. Penelope's expression is one full of determination and passion. But if you look at Candy, he is not in fact filled with childlike wonder. He is filled with old man rage.
Old man yells at
Comes
cloud.
not from racing, but from winning. Even now, his true colors are already beginning to show. On that note, I think it's really interesting how our two heroes compare with both sides of our villain, with Ralph reflecting and contrasting against Turbo, and Penelope acting as King Candy's polar opposite. That's some good writing. But with that, there seems to be a new problem.
Okay, kid, let's finish this thing without any more surprises.
Hope you're happy, Shopify. This game is going all your cyber rock
Oh, my hand.
multiply.
Dive the taffy swamp, believe me.
It did not, in fact, die in the taffy
So
swamp.
as it turns out, the Cybugs were having an underground party ever since Ralph crash landed here with his co-pilot, and then it got busy. I'm not going to talk about the Cybugs in depth quite yet, but trust me, they'll become relevant soon. Very soon. So with that, the bright and colorful landscape of Sugar Rush has been turned into an infested apocalyptic wasteland. Now all citizens need to be evacuated. But Vanellope is still racing. It's funny. King Candy has only been able to maintain a position of power by turning Sugar Rush against Vanellope, by deliberately ruining her life, excluding her in every way imaginable, and making her feel unwanted by everyone. And now he's finally done it. He has her locked up, and anybody coming to free her is out of the question. He can finally live in peace and quiet, knowing that nobody will ever steal the throne from him again. Wait, what's that sound? Okay.
35 years
Bread.
Aquatot Swim School has been trusted by parents to help their
Don't you know what I mean? Got a ride not smoother than a limousine. Can you handle the car? Can you run all the miles? Maybe you can go all night. The 16 and 3.5. Baby, you got the key. So shut up and try. Shut up and try. Oof, I cannot draw those ears right. Just ready to explode. Watch me go. I don't know if you know what I mean. Gotta ride that smoother than a limousine. I don't know why I bother trying to draw that ear again when I can just...
Okay, yeah, so this is probably the best moment in the whole movie. Candy is technically driving Vanellope's programmed cart, but Vanellope is driving in a cart that she made herself, in an outfit she made herself, and a life she made herself. If going turbo means rejecting your programming, then she's doing it way better than he ever could have. Get fucked, old man. Anyways, it's secret tunnel time. And if
Secret tunnel.
surely nothing will go wrong.
Everything went wrong.
Something went wrong. What is he doing? I thought that shortcut was tax only. At first, Candy was just trying to destroy her chances, but now it seems desperate times call for desperate measures. And by that I mean attempted homicide of a child. That'll look good on his criminal record. Because it's never explained whether or not he's acting. I don't think they can. There's only one thing worse than a murderer.
Boom. A child. No.
Candy yells at her, "Get off of my trap!" as he's always felt entitled to this game that he stole. I'm sure we all know that as the scene continues, something very interesting happens. Earlier in the movie, when Vanellope gets bullied, she's shown yanking taffeta away from her cart, transferring the glitch for just a brief moment. It's not a memorable detail, but it's a clever piece of setup done specifically for this moment. The moment where everything changes. Scared, overwhelmed, and in an act of self-defense, Vanellope grapples with her attacker. A blue zap channels through the pole, suddenly resulting in a different color surfacing. One we've never seen before. Tumblr user Vanellope's Mon made a great analysis post about this back in February, and it made me realize something. It's almost poetic that the very same glitch King Candy weaponized against Vanellope, the glitch he caused her to inherit, is now the sole reason for his downfall. What solidifies this even more is that it was Candy who spread the glitch to himself after trying to yank the pole from Vanellope's grasp. His literal inability to let something go is what ultimately leads to his demise. There's something so ironic and satisfying about that, especially since now he's finally lost his composure. But enough of those sappy and misleading fronts. Because now his true colors are finally here to stay. Those being colors of red and white. After his blind rage has subsided, he finally sees the monster he's become. Because for the first time in 15 years, his perfect facade is finally broken. The game is over.
There we go.
Where do I even begin with this scene?
Ow, my finger.
Framing, the colors. Everything comes together to form an unforgettably evil reveal. First of all, I love how the reveal itself has such dramatic angles, largely focused on either character's point of view. We see Vanellope's mortified expression as she finds herself face to face with this vicious stranger, because keep in mind she has no idea who Turbo is. His evil monologue is almost entirely from her endangered point of view, which makes the scene feel much more immersive and frightening. They didn't
I feel like I need to fix this.
the manipulation scene, framing many shots as if it were King Candy talking to the viewer, as if you're also responsible for Ralph's decision. Secondly, the use of colors. The color of Vanellope's brake lights bathed both characters in a red underglow, and the dark turquoise surroundings with harsh flashing cyan lights, it conveys the current situation as something truly
I messed up the proportions.
Indie thriller movie Alien. You might have heard of it.
Like, she's a little too short. She needs to be a little longer.
But to add on to that, Turbo's colors here stand out in stark contrast with the rest of the environment.
There we go. Okay.
Almost paranormal force. As you can see, there are many fucked up frames in the sequence depicting this, but my favorite has to be this one because oh my
Okay, I think I made her a bit too long though.
Penelope's horrified expression heightened by that eerie red glow, but Turbo himself seems to be glowing. And did I mention that if you look closely, he's even vaguely see-through? I just have to know his skincare routine. And I haven't even gotten to his skull motif yet. What's that? What are you talking about? It means that basically anything that has to do with him is littered with skeletal imagery, closely tying him to death itself. Which really isn't far off considering what he did to those games. And what he looks like. No offense, I'm sorry. I think now would be a good time to take a short break, so I want to transition into a section that I like to call discussing my weirdly specific childhood trauma. Personally speaking, I think Turbo is one of the very few Disney villains that genuinely scared me as a kid, like to the point of giving me recurrent nightmares. And that's kind of embarrassing to admit out loud because I could easily punch him down a flight of stairs. But
I'm gonna clean my glasses.
The first time, no. Well, actually, this part scared me too. But it was after thoroughly browsing Wreck-It Ralph's Nightmare Fuel category on TV tropes. I was like 13 years old to be fair, and before you ask, no, I'm not neurotypical, but I'm sure you already knew that. And nobody on TV tropes is either, so I don't want to hear it. No, I'll just let the website speak for itself. During Turbo's villainous breakdown, as his face glitches, there is a single frame where he cracks a sadistic slasher smile and stares directly at you while giving a thumbs up as if to say, oh yeah, it's me. Oh please, it can't be that bad. Wow, I hate this picture. I know this is a really...
You can't make me scared of Turbo. That's my husband.
Well, this is like one of the first results, and everyone keeps using this picture of him too. So it's not like I can avoid it if I wanted to. But it's not like I'm so scared of him.
I love Turbo. That is one of my many FOs.
Kind of fucking insane for putting this in a PG movie. I think they were trying to give kids nightmares on purpose, and that's
Huffing alcohol. Yummers.
for the next couple weeks or so. And as far as scary pictures went, it was pretty on par with creepypasta images to me, which I, of course, would also have nightmares about. This may come as a surprise to you, but I was Turbo's #1 hater for a solid 6 years. It got to the point where I was in class and we were voting on a movie to watch because it was a Friday or something, and the teacher simply mentioning Wreck-It Ralph filled me with anxiety. More so than usual. I legitimately grew such a strong and irrational hatred for this freak. I couldn't stand anything Wreck-It Ralph related. Which is crazy, considering that's my entire personality now. If you imagine the I Hate Minions girl, that was me, but with Turbo. I remember one time I was on DeviantArt, rest in peace, it fucking sucks now, and I found a drawing of him because I think I was trying exposure therapy, and instead of being normal about it, I commented an entire paragraph with animated emojis that went along the lines of,
This is how I feel whenever I look at him. Genuinely, I hate Turbo so much.
I recall the artist replying something like, okay, I'm not sure why you hate him so much, but thanks for commenting. A year later, I remembered it existed and was hit by a wave of embarrassment so massive that I deleted it and apologized. But with that, any and all mentions of Turbo in my name were cleansed. And so naturally, that's why I'm making a 2-hour video about him. But here's one.
Hello, Wade. What did I miss? I finished the drawing.
The movie lacks a director's
I don't know if you saw the other commission that I finished, but yeah, I finished 2 drawings since you were gone. But yeah, and I'm currently working on another one. And I've been watching this analysis video of Turbo this entire time as well.
commentary. The Wreck-It Ralph art book is like the holy grail to me. It sheds light on the production of nearly every character. We got Ralph, Penelope, but they later deemed it would have made his expressions too difficult to read, which in turn makes him harder to relate to as a protagonist. On the other hand, early concepts for Vanellope's glitch were originally much different. At one point, she was going to be outcast for being an unfinished character with a partially textured model, which in concept sounds really interesting, but in practice they said it gave her desaturated colors and unnatural gray skin. Art director Mike Gabriel said, bottom line, she looked like a zombie. It just wasn't appealing. So what better way to use your rejected ideas than by giving them to your villain? Someone you don't want your audience to relate to. After all, they wanted to make him, quote, as yucky as possible.
As yucky as possible, and that's my husband. I do know how to pick him. Not like fictional wise. Obviously, my real partner is beautiful and handsome, and I love him, and I miss Toby, and I don't know where Toby is. No, I'm kidding. Toby probably went to take another nap if I had to guess. But at least Toby is here with me in my Sprite. I'm kidding. I'm pretty good at sounding convincing with my crying, but I don't want people to genuinely be concerned. But yeah. I miss Toby. I'm going to take a few second break to see something real quick. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh boy!
Yeah, no, Toby's just asleep. Alright. Or gone. Guess who's back? Back again. Back. Kai is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
His expressions are limited to an angry scowl is especially creepy. Bonus childhood trauma. This specific Doctor Who monster from season 5, episode 2 scared me for the exact same reason. Amy and the Doctor also got eaten by a giant whale in that episode, which is honestly pretty on par for this show. We can also see how Beta Vanellope's pale gray skin was repurposed to give Turbo a back from the dead quality to him, especially with those sunken, glowing yellow eyes. Like, even the zombie from group therapy is scared of him. Although, in all seriousness, I think there's something to be said about giving your villain, quote, unconventional physical qualities, while simultaneously making a movie about how you shouldn't judge a person by what they look like. It's honestly a bit of a double standard, which is again why King Candy is...
I wanted to ask, how did you get your VTuber to do the screen share? Oh, very easy. Why is it trying to make me share my screen? No. Okay, that's weird. Hold on. It was very simple, actually. I followed this really easy tutorial, but I can show you really quickly. So, do you know how to set, before I continue, you know how to set up your, VTuber, like, PNG model in, Prism Live? Because I can show you how to do that, too. Actually, can I? I might be able to. But, okay, you do know how to... Okay, good. Okay, so it's very simple. You have to have it in landscape mode, first off. And you click on the gear, and then you click scene editing. And there's this option to insert layers, and you can insert your VTuber model, which is how I did that. You literally just click the plus sign, click VTuber, and then you click the VTuber model that you specifically want. And if you're struggling I've done this when I'm live many times, where I have to, change the layering. So I would click on the VTubing layer, click on the side where where you are able to, move I'm just not realizing you can't see what I'm saying, but basically you can move the VTuber layer, I move the VTuber layer right underneath screen capture, and then I bring it all the way back to the top, and that should bring the VTuber model back. Yeah, see, for some reason, the animation might not work. I have like an animation for the characters to be spinning, but it doesn't work for some reason. But other than that, the model works pretty good. But yeah.
Surprise. Even though he's got the whole queer-coded villain deal, which is part stigmatization and part makes him really cool and iconic and fun, it's complicated. And as much as I've been praising it, this isn't a perfect movie by any means. Those don't exist. Regardless, I still think Turbo looks really cool. And they did a great job with making his design menacing and memorable. Even though everyone keeps saying he looks like Kick Buttowski from Disney XD show Kick Buttowski Suburban Daredevil, and I honestly do not see the resemblance. I do not know what you guys are talking about. Anyways, where were we? Oh, right. Vanellope's cart is being rammed sideways through a narrow tunnel at 95 miles per hour with her in it. Oh yeah, Turbo also said this. Reenacted for copyright reasons.
What the? Who are you?
I'm Turbo, the greatest racer ever, and I did not reprogram this world to let you and that halitosis riddled warthog take it away from me.
Ow, my legs.
Turbo-tastic. Fun fact, this line was originally going to be longer, with Turbo mentioning how he escaped road blasters and learned how to code, but I guess that was a mouthful. After all, he can't be dumping his whole life story during his epic villain twist reveal. With that, he throws his coined insult at her one last time. But this time, it gives her an idea.
Focus. Concentrate.
And then he got eaten by a Cybug.
Check him. For what?
Aw, man, another 40 minutes worth of ads? That's okay, I guess. Alright, let's plan out these eyes. I hate the toon eyes so much. But unfortunately, that's what makes the toons. It's no disrespect to, like, the artist or anything. It's entirely my limitations, unfortunately. Wait, did I even check to see if the eye bags are like that? Or can I change them? It's probably not a permanent thing. I'm just worried that I might be changing a character feature.
I think now is finally a good time to talk about the Cybugs. Giant robotic insects born from an experiment that went horribly wrong. As Calhoun puts it, all they know is eat, kill, multiply. They act as an invasive plague upon Sugar Rush, and soon the entire arcade is...
Oh wait, it's not your character here. She sent the... Oh my gosh, I'm a little dumb.
Shiny objects. And can you really blame them? I'm a Cybug apologist, by the way. They can do whatever they want. They also have a special ability, that being absorbing the...
I mean, the eyelashes are always like that, so I probably should keep them consistent.
With a horrendous and Lovecraftian twist. Actually, that's just regular Kirby. Another YouTuber, Rocketar, made a really interesting point regarding this in his own Rick and Roll video, which I will include a clip of right now.
They cleverly represent the dangers of greed and trying to be something you aren't with their powers of absorption. Or maybe I'm just looking too deep into their potential purpose.
No, you are definitely onto something, and you are absolutely spitting facts. Even more so, I think this trying to be something you're not concept neatly parallels with Ralph's entire struggle, wanting to be a good guy instead of being himself, which is especially evident...
I am bad, and that is good.
But that isn't all of the symbolism these critters have to offer. Calhoun explicitly compares them to a virus, and to be blunt, that's exactly what they are. Eating and multiplying to no end, with no beacon, with nothing in the natural order to control them, they've truly become a malignant swarm of death. All down, it's just a movie. In that way, the Cybugs quite possibly embody the purest form of going turbo there is, disregarding every
Ah, shit. Bird break! Bread. Let me check Twitter for a second. I don't remember liking that post.
The upcoming scene might actually be the most painful.
Oh wait, that's me.
of them all.
I clicked on myself.
The crushing scene might have been the most horrible outcome.
Okay, it's just the same post.
This scene captures a very specific kind of pain. The pain.
I know nothing. I saw nothing about scene editing. Ah, that's just great. Hold on. I will try my best with screenshots. Hold on. Okay. There's the prism thing. Weird. Wow, I've been streaming for 3 hours. That's a long time. Okay. So, you gotta... Okay, first things first. You have to go to this yellow gear right here. And then when you click the yellow gear, you get the option of scene editing. You click on the arrow thing for the scene editing. And then you'll be taken to the screen. Your landscape mode thing, my 3 hours is not healthy. Shh, that's not what's important here, okay? Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Anyways, so here's when you should be in your screen thingy. So here's the to add a layer. Oops. Fart. Can you see my screenshot? If not, I can always go back later. Okay, why is it trying to do that shit to me? I'm explicitly tracing this. Alright, so there's the option to, oh, okay, so it actually can't show it. You know what? That's fine. We will get to that where we get to that. So there's the add layer option. That's the first thing you gotta do if you don't have the VTuber layer. And then there's the second... there's the second option, the second thing where like the organization of layers. Anyways, hold on, let me go through my photos so you can see what I'm talking about. So, that's weird that it does it like that. Okay, so first things first, usually you're already live streaming, but if you're not live streaming, this is still like right before you live stream, this should be an option. So you click on the yellow button, the yellow gear button, and it pulls up this menu down here, the screen settings. So then you click, stop yapping a second. I don't need this, I don't have the scene editing option. Huh. Are you on the VTuber section or are you specifically on the screen sharing section? Because that will definitely change the scene editing thing. I'm on the screen sharing. Okay. So like I said before, it should be there where the ratio, I heard it specifically has to be in landscape mode where there's the green, there's the yellow, this yellow gear thing right here. You click on that and then the in the screen settings after broadcast aspect ratio, it should be scene editing. If you don't see that, that's incredibly strange because it definitely should be there. Take your time. I get why it doesn't work now. What happened? I need to get Prism Plus. Oh, that explains it. I didn't know that was a Prism Plus thing. I like briefly, you can get a free subscription for like 2 weeks. Just don't forget to cancel it. you do have to be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay it, but you can always cancel it beforehand. They literally tell you when you need to right when the free trial ends. So yeah, you don't have to worry about actually paying for it. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on canceling it. Anyways, so yeah, after that, the scene editing thing should be an option, and then you'll be taken to your screen of like the scene editing, and then it should just be pretty straightforward from there, where you add the VTuber model, and then after you add the VTuber model, you take it down to the lowest layer usually, and then take it up to the highest layer, and then it should overlay over the landscape mode. Yeah. And yeah, and obviously you reposition your VTuber how you want, and yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my drawing now.
Ralph and Vanellope's friendship is repaired and stronger than ever. Both of them have forgiven each other and realized their mistakes. And Vanellope just finished racing around the entire track. It should be over by now. They should have won. It's not fair. With a weary expression, Ralph runs from the apocalypse with Vanellope atop his shoulder. He wants this to work more than anything. Vanellope tells him it's pointless in trying, but Ralph insists that it's worth a shot. Because what choice does he have left? Even now, you can already see his fleeting sense of promise. It's already beginning to hurt him. Regardless, Ralph is determined, running full speed towards the entrance, even as he sees the electric walls start to close around her.
Ralph, I told you I can't leave the game.
The candy citizens and other racers slip right past, not even thinking of helping her. It seems everyone's for themselves. It's made abundantly clear that Ralph is the only one here who actually knows her, and by extension, the only one that cares about her. Now mortified that his anxieties have been fully realized, Ralph is thrown into denial. He only stops trying because it's hurting her. Regardless of how misguided he was, this is the one thing that Ralph did everything in his power to prevent. But even after coming back and trying to fix his mistakes, in the end, it simply wasn't enough. Ralph finally kneels down, utterly defeated. He looks down at Vanellope, knowing full well that this is the last time he'll ever see her. Vanellope sees this, places one tiny hand on his, and consoles him.
It's okay, Ralph. Just go. Go without me.
It's here that Vanellope has fully accepted what's going to happen to her because she's already proven herself. Even if she didn't cross that finish line, she was finally able to live out her dreams on the racetrack, as short as they might have been. Something she couldn't have ever imagined without him. And so, Vanellope can die happy now, knowing that Ralph was her friend.
One of them here.
And that's fucking brutal. The brevity of the scene makes it harder to dwell on the pure devastation of it, but if Vanellope and Ralph had one final embrace, one final goodbye, it would have had us crying waterfalls. The mere concept of Ralph having to live after this with this weight on his shoulders is unthinkable.
Bell Cat Bell.
No, it's a good sound effect. It's funny. Okay. And even though Ralph is confident when he calls out, "I'll meet you at the finish line," he is still entirely aware of the deadly risk he is imposing upon himself. And yet, he doesn't hold back. It's no longer just to prove himself. It's to make sure that everything he and Vanellope worked for together will finally come to fruition. Because they haven't come this far chasing her dreams for nothing. And then it hits him. Hey, so you remember that Simon that ate King Candy a few minutes ago? It turns out he's kind of been reincarnated into a giant bloodthirsty killing machine. In other news,
Would.
I am pleased to announce that by this point in the video, we have surpassed the runtime of the movie itself. And I think that calls for a celebration. Pac-Man will be there, this clown will be there, Skrillex is DJing, oh my god. But where were we? Again, where the fuck do you even begin talking about something like this? Okay, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Kinda hot. If I'm being honest, I don't see enough love for this part of the movie. It might just be me, but I feel like everyone always jumps to talk about Ralph's sacrifice. And don't get me wrong, it is hard to beat that scene. So regarding the scene that comes right before it, it's kind of put up against an unfair fight. Which is absolutely insane, considering the villain transforms into a 20-foot-tall bug monster. Cyclone King Candy is an absolutely unhinged final addition to this movie. Like, there are less than 10 minutes left, but the creators were thinking,
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that every child and adult watching this movie would have nightmares for the next 3 weeks. You know, just so it'd stick in your head for a little longer.
the actual reason was because Turbo on his own simply wasn't intimidating enough for a final confrontation. So having a dramatic transformation works perfectly, not only because it harkens back to those classic Disney villains from times past, but also because it's one final tribute to this movie's adoration for video games. Like, seriously, name a more iconic opener than this.
Welcome to the fourth level.
But the shot where he unveils himself is especially outstanding because it obscures information about what the fuck he's turned into until we get the full picture, which is only after he uncurls a surprising number of limbs from behind.
What you eating? Just ice. I was just chewing on some ice. I like chewing ice. It's nice, refreshing. Yum.
Change in personality. No longer is he a quiet and manipulative type, as his hints of cruelty and self-obsession.
All right, now let's finally draw Sprout. I'm not scared at all, guys. No, I'm very scared. I've never drawn his head before. His head looks scary.
Now, he finds himself in a new form, a form that grants him more power than he ever could have imagined. Thanks to that unlucky Cybug, he now has a new and vicious outward appearance, and in this body, his virus-like nature has never been more apparent. I've always found it interesting that when Candy speaks to Ralph, he isn't horrified of what he's become. He instead acts like this is the greatest thing to have ever happened to him. After all, this is what he's
This could be a little better shaped, but overall, this ain't too bad.
wouldn't he be?
Draw a round triangle. That's what I'm trying to do. I promise I'm trying to do that.
But I don't have time to get into that right now. And if you get mad at me this far in the video of mentioning trans people, then I don't know what to tell you other than please go outside. If you think about it, Sugar Rush isn't the only race.
I'm just gonna look at it.
You could have easily taken over another one. But that's the thing. It was never about racing. It was about power. And as it turns
Okay, you're
out,
literally right. I just need to draw a round triangle.
It's more power than he ever had, just usurping a throne. He doesn't even have to hide anything anymore to maintain it. So why not just be honest
Ugh,
about
I can always just distort it. I didn't even think about that.
and really spell it out. I'm gonna take over the arcade, and I'm killing you. I'm killing you. I don't care about anything else. I don't give a shit about
Boom.
anything. Next, I wanna take
Basically, that's his. He's. I did not realize how bald he was until just now. Now I understand why people draw him with way bigger bangs. Cause look at this. Look how bald he is. The lack of eyebrows makes it honestly worse. But I mean, look at this. Actually, I messed up. Hold on. people who have hair. Just like Turbo. Am I saying that Sprout is as bad as Turbo? No. No, I'm not.
For himself, let's take a little deep.
I just remembered that Dandy, it's entirely Dandy's fault why the Icker is everywhere, because he was trying to make more tunes so he wouldn't be alone. Man, the lore is crazy. Oh my gosh, guys, it's Steve from Minecraft. He may be a little broken, but that's okay. Oh, come on. Minutes long worth of ads. Alright. I'm just trying to draw his hair. I think this is the last amount of art that I need to do. Why is this giving me flashbacks to when I was drawing SML art? This is just how I used to draw Junior's hair. In fact, it's exactly how I kind of still draw Junior's hair like this, actually. Who am I kidding? For me, his eyes are just very separate. Daisies on your nightstand. I'm going back. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. Could be worse, could be worse. For a first attempt of drawing Sprout, that's not bad.
Got worse. The following pieces of concept art were made by Scott Watanabe, and they were uploaded to his now defunct blog back in 2014. Okay, so maybe I'm just salty after working on this for 8 months and expecting there to be at least more than 1.5 pages of insight on the guy I'm making a video about, but I honestly can't imagine why they wouldn't include these in the art book, given how complex and interesting his final design actually is. Maybe the publishers just thought he was too scary or not marketable enough? I genuinely don't have a goddamn clue, but I do know one thing, and that is I will not stand for this erasure any longer. Okay, calm down, it's just a silly little movie about video games. It's nothing to get worked up over. Now, the one thing these rejected designs have in common is that they're both turbo-centric, meaning somewhere along the way, the filmmakers decided to switch to King Candy as the focus, and that honestly makes a lot of sense. As cool as it would have been for Turbo to finally embrace himself in a grandiose way like this, King Candy is the one the audience is actually familiar with. And by this point, he's been assuming that character longer than his original self, so it only makes sense for his ultimate form to reflect that. But for a moment, I want to dive back into the Cybug symbolism, as it becomes 100 times more horrifying after considering a few
Oh my gosh, guys, it's Luigi.
Cybugs themselves are already a virus, an embodiment of chaos, but even viruses can get infected. Behold, whatever the fuck this is yet another concept of Turbo's Cybug form, and in this godforsaken
Why did I make him so big?
he's not
Oops.
only startlingly bald,
Just in
but
case.
depicted bursting
Yeah,
out of a
I'm lazy.
Cybug
I'm distorting the body and
brain,
just
and it's still
fixing it from there.
alive. So that's
There you
cool as
go.
fuck, but also really
That's
unfortunate for the Cybug.
That's Sprout's body,
These
because I'm
tubes are
lazy.
from the insect's thorax, connecting to his back. He now has a modified robotic eye.
And obviously the one thing that fixes how weird he looks, his scarf. Yay.
Mind, and yet he's restrained to it. And the more I look at it, the more it reminds me of Calamity Ganon crossed with that zombie ant fungus thing that happens in real life. Turbo is the fungus. But Turbo here is simply doing what he does best, hijacking the life of another living being in order to heartlessly exploit whatever it has to offer. So that's nice. Although some of this overt symbolism was lost in his final design, even now we can still see how the Cybug's body was hijacked from the inside. Where its face would have normally been is now a hollowed out husk, replaced with the parasite's
Well, that's
own
horrifying.
twisted visage. On second look, I fucking hate that his neck is
He looks naked
retracted
without the scarf. Yeah, no, very much so. I mean, granted, he still looks naked with the scarf, but at least he's wearing the scarf. Honestly, I don't know who's worse, him or Cosmo, because Cosmo wears, you know, his sweater thing, but then there's nothing underneath it. It's Pikachu. One of my favorite vines was it's a smiley face. Oh, I'm stupid. It just looks a lot like, Pikachu. I wonder if they have that, do they have that vine? Because it was hilarious. Where he's trying to say Pikachu, but he ends up saying puka shit. Yep, that's my name. No, they don't. What? What is this one?
Can't use Thunderbolt. It's a ground Pokemon. Some types are resistant against other types.
Use Thunderbolt. It's awesome.
Fucking goddamn. Can't you?
Okay, that's not the one that I was looking for. Pro Z Pokemon Vine? Is that supposed to be a cow?
I'm gonna nickname you Fardo.
I guess that's my name now. Until I die. Fardo.
I'm gonna nickname...
Go puka...
There we go.
Little rat... Puka shit. Yup, you got it. That's me. Go puka... The little rat... Puka shit. Yup, you got it.
I love this vine so much. Let me put that in my, my mentally ill and also my Vine playlist. You know what, never mind. But yeah. I love... You can tell that he recorded all of these in the same day because it's the same Pokemon fit every single time. Anyways, back on that grind.
Ralph. He's got a pretty hulking stature and is rarely ever eye level with anyone. Furthermore, near the beginning of the movie, he can barely fit anywhere, which is a clever metaphor to communicate how he feels boxed in and unwelcome in his own game.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a second.
9 feet tall. I weigh 643 pounds.
But it's not like any of that matters to a giant six-legged hunk of metal in Nightmares, who whacks around a full-grown man like he's nothing but a sopping wet Wedkins. I also want to mention the obvious. This is a pretty dark scene for a kids movie. I say kids movie in quotes because it's an animated family movie. It's for everyone. Disney often steers away from saying, quote, kill and die, so it always hits a lot harder when they do. I especially like their use of it here, where it really complements Candy's sudden, drunken with power and zero fucks given attitude. Additionally, it reminds me of this moment in the sequel that shall not be named, a moment that, in my opinion, completely falls flat. I can't exactly make an educated argument here because I refuse to ever watch this movie in full, but it feels like a completely forced dark atmosphere. Now compare that to a scene where it happens a lot more naturally.
I should thank you. But it'd be more fun to kill you. Let's watch the die together, shall we?
Clearly, the original is the winner here, and it would also win in literally every other category. This scene truly captures the peak of King Candy's cruelty, as he can get away with whatever he wants with nothing to stop him.
There we go.
This includes heartlessly toying with Ralph's emotions by not only preventing him from saving Vanellope, but also carrying him hundreds of feet in the air against his will and forcing him to watch...
I need to make the ball first so I know where the hand is supposed to go.
I know I've been jokingly saying there's no way he can get any worse, but he's finally done it. Rated PG for what the fuck, stop.
Rated PG.
This section to introduce something entirely new. Apparently a fucking storyboard just dropped! What is that? As I just mentioned, the last time this happened was in 2014, and this just released on August 10th. So of course I have to talk about this in its entirety. The conclusion of the movie can wait. And yes, it does get worse. Again. This iteration of
Electric mixer or hand spoon. Hand and spoon. I think that would be more fun. Also because I just don't think that they would give the Toons nice stuff. They're like, nah, you could just use this. You're not worthy of it. I mean, Toons are treated as below human after all.
Since when did he become the HAL 9000? Either way, he does in fact end up saying, "Are you ready for the boss battle?" afterwards, so it's not too far off. Anyways, let's talk about this crazy Terminator-looking design, because it's nothing like we've seen before, and quite frankly, metal as fuck. It doesn't even resemble King Candy or Turbo for that matter. And if you wanted more of that skull motif, well, here it is in all of its horrible glory. The cyborgs
I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
but here it is abundantly clear that everything about this thing is an embodiment of death. It doesn't smile, it doesn't laugh, it doesn't visibly delight in tormenting Ralph. It only has one goal, and that is to kill. If you thought Let's Watch Her Die Together was dark, this cyborg King Candy straight up grabs Ralph by the shirt.
Rainbow
and
Creeper.
says,
Oh.
She's dead, Ralph. You both are. And now, I'll be the most powerful virus in the arcade.
And then he tries to stab him in the face, and Ralph is forced to struggle and push his claws away, all while still turning to look down at Vanellope, facing her certain doom. Rated PG for, dude, what the fuck were you even thinking? Oh my god, this is brutal. At this point, Ralph seems to be overwhelmed with pain and anger, but in a moment of strength, he forces himself to turn to the only option that's left, and that is to sacrifice himself. In the final film, it's slightly different. Ralph
There we
is
go.
overwhelmed with pain, but it gives way to resolve and hope. He still has one final option, one final chance to prove himself, and this time, he won't let it slip from his grasp. See what I did there? In the first half of Ralph's speech, you can see the fear in his eyes. You can see that he's afraid.
I keep getting stuck in my thoughts.
Once he looks down at Vanellope's medal, he suddenly becomes so confident in his self-sacrifice. Because after 30
This time around, I am not going to do all that outline stuff that I originally did. I'm just gonna...
himself, and now he's ready to die a hero.
Ooh, my back. After this, I'm probably gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna finish my artwork off screen.
It would be a crime not
I might just end it right now, to be honest. Oh, my back. Everything hurts.
Quote, Glenn Keane would say that pouring heart into your animation is something you can't teach. He explained when Tarzan touches Jane's hand for the first time, the close-up reaction he animated was of his own life experience of seeing his newly born daughter for the first time. It's taking your life experience, however happy, sad, or silly, and using that as your core reference. While shooting Reference, I was inspired by my own life experience of losing one of my best friends to war, Marine Private First Class Vinny Frassetto. I planned on joining the Marines with him after high school, but my mother would push me to follow my goal to become an artist. Minor goes on to describe how Vinny was his hero in many ways, how he inspired him, and how
Ooh, ow, my back.
special to him because of that connection. To have had your personal experiences live on through storytelling, having it strike a chord with so many people, it must be a feeling unlike anything else. This human element is what makes art worthwhile in the first place.
You know what? I'm gonna... Ow, my back. I'm gonna end stream right now, to be honest. Everything hurts, and I'm tired. Goodbye. Plus, it's like 10:33. My goodness.